Well, everybody, if you all come back, Jay crashed the last live, so now I'm going live. New Year's Countdown Part 2 with 5 minutes to go. I hope I can get everybody back. And just again, posting that StreamYard link to anybody who comes into the chat. Hopefully, everybody will be jumping back on relatively soon. Jay pulled a Craig from Toy Anxiety and crashed the chat. It's all good though. We love Jay, and he didn't realize. See, Jay is a partner on my StreamYard, and so he didn't realize he ended the whole thing. Oh man. So I'm actually sending him a message right now, letting him know it's all good. And Zazel has jumped right back in with us.
Oof, we just made it.
Yeah, 4 minutes to go. Oh man. Just sending Jay a message.
I can't believe that happened.
Hey, you know what? Crazy stuff happens. It's New Year's Eve. Right. We don't care.
In a few minutes, that'll be last year's problem.
That's right. That's right. You know, got everything back up and running again as quick as I could. Hopefully, all the guests and hosts come back. Jay says, "What is the link?" Oh, I don't know if I want to send it to him.
Oh man,
I'm sending it to him.
Unbelievable. How does that happen on New Year's Eve?
You know, Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. It's just
thanks for having me on, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely, Zazel. It's great having you, man. You know, I've watched you several times across different channels, so it's really great to do this with you. And definitely, I'd posted your link in the last live. I'll have to go back and repost everybody's link, and I'll add everybody in the description afterwards too. Because
I appreciate it, man. I'm just happy to hang out with some of you legends if they can figure out how to get it back here again.
Right. I resent the link to just about everybody. I don't think I missed everybody between different group chats I'm in and everything. Yep. We got Ray. He's coming back now.
Oh, I'm back.
Yeah. We got John, figuratively speaking, coming back now. Ray, how about that? Jay hijacked the whole stream.
Bro, you got 3 minutes left, man. That's classic, dude.
3 minutes to count
down. That is so funny. I can't, bro. I don't even know what to say. I'm so glad it's not me.
Well, what it is Jay's a partner on StreamYard. Because I got that pro upgrade version. And he's one of the spots on there. And he didn't realize he had controls, so when he tried to leave the chat, he ended the stream.
Oh my god. I'll never forget it.
Neither will I. That's great. My first countdown to New Year's stream, and it ended 5 minutes early.
Hilarious, bro. You lost half the group, 98 comments in the chat, gone. We're out.
Jay, you did not ruin a thing. You only made it 100 times more entertaining. Believe me, we are not upset at all.
Oh man, I know. Brick is like, "Where's the link?" I know Kenzo's gone. What happened to our guy? There's his main Brick. What's up, Brick?
Yeah, I was sending it across everybody across the chats, and then I was like, let me post it in here too.
So
I'm sitting here scrambling, trying to get the new live set up while I'm trying to send the link to everybody. It's fantastic. See, look, now I got to make sure. Now I got to say, I feel like definitely a much bigger channel because that's the kind of stuff that only happens to the big guys.
Hey, countdown. Hey, you got a minute, big dog. You got a minute.
Oh, man. Yeah, here we go. 1 minute. Oh, man. Do I even have a countdown timer on here? Oh, I wish I did. I can't tell at exactly what time we're going to switch over. I'm just
anything.
Right? No backing out now. Once we're all here, we're here. And everybody's just jumping in, getting ready to say Happy New Year's. And there it is, folks. We rolled over. It is now 2023 on the East Coast. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yep.
All right.
I still got an hour to go.
Right.
That's right.
Raise your
Central
cups,
Time, we've still
fellas.
got an hour to go. So look, we got another round coming through, which is perfect because we had Kenzo finish up his, but Zazel, you're 2022 in review, you know?
Well, yeah, I live in the future, so my 2022 is come and gone. I'm deep into 2023 now, being now hit 3 p.m. So if I had a hangover, it's gone. I didn't actually have one though.
It's now 6 p.m. here.
Yeah, see, some people still get some catch up to do.
I just saw the end of the video right now, and Jay's like, "See you later," and then the
Everybody, that
Happy
was my
New
aunt
Year.
coming in to wish us all a Happy New Year.
That's
we
awesome.
made it. We made it.
Perfect. Oh man, guys, yeah, you can see it's popping off around here.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Oh,
Let's
nice.
get the pup full screen here for a minute. There we go.
Woo!
That's a picture that's worth a frame.
That's right. Thank you, Ray. Thank you.
Thank you, bud.
Absolutely. So, Zazel, go on. Yeah.
Oh, my
In the future.
my 2022 in review. So I think that I'm borderline as a collector. I'm borderline a hoarder, right? If I get into something, I like really get into it, and I've really had to, due to the amount of space that I have, I've had to really put a lot of focus into what I can have versus what I want to have. Those are two very different things. Put money aside. Obviously, money is a factor in collecting always, but you've also got to factor in: do I really want it versus do I just want to have it for whatever completionist nature in my brain. So, having said that, I've narrowed it down to two things. I collect the G.I. Joe action figures, the original 3 3/4-inch G.I. Joe action figures, and I only collect the ones that I can use. Playing in the background is a little animation thing that I do with my action figures called the Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship. So Right, yeah. So they're playing action. That's basically the adult equivalent of playing with my toys, right? So I get my friends together, and they all do voices on there, and I sit underneath a black sheet, and I play with my toys, and I make them fight. And so I've narrowed down my action figure collecting to whether or not I can use it in an episode of the Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship. If I can't use it, if there's no real reason to have it, well, I won't get it. Which means that I've really narrowed it down to who would look good in a ring, or who might make a good side character. I've got a few custom ones made up too, like this Hulk Hogan action figure. However, I've got two. So other than that one rule that I have, I've got two other rules that will break that rule, right? One is if it's Sergeant Slaughter under any scale, I got to have it.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So I've got to get every Sergeant ever. Oh, there it is. Eddie's disease.
Tell me you have the WWE Masters of the WWE Universe one.
Oh, yeah. So that action figure, which I've got, it's over that way in a display cabinet. You can't really tell. It's right next to the TV over there. So I got the Masters of the WWE Sergeant Slaughter, which was my actual first action figure in the scale and design of the Origin stuff. And it started off an obsession. So I got the Masters of the Universe Sarge. And then I was like, well, I got to have Man-at-Arms because this is who it's modeled after. So then when I got Man-at-Arms, I was like, well, now I've got to have He-Man and Battle Cat. And then I've got to have Castle Grayskull. And now I've got just about every damn Masters of the Universe Origins action figure.
You got gunshots.
Yeah, it is.
I'm still missing a few, but yes.
So I think the only one I'm missing, I didn't get the Camo Khan. the recent one, but I've been able to pick up most of the other ones like Wondar and who was that other one? Keldar. I managed to get a couple of those.
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, everyone else I think I've got. So most of my 2022 was obtaining. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, it just popped off over here where I live. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but
I was gonna say everything good in the Inland Empire there.
Yeah.
What's up?
The Inland Empire. Oh,
Is the IE on fire or what?
Yeah, no, I'm in the SGV, bro. I ain't in the IE.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
Oh,
we have
okay.
the old fireworks here in Antonio.
Brick, you got me cracking up, bro. Is everything okay in the IE? Yeah, that sounds about right, too.
Yeah, we
I've
had
got
some
gunshots
firecrackers
off,
going
too.
off over here too.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Hey,
he's back.
but Sergeant, that's a great perspective and lens to be able to look through and say, all right, well, I'm doing this, and what's the best thing that's going to benefit this? And if it doesn't, I may have a couple of rules and exceptions, but that's basically what it is. And I think that's a brilliant way to look at it.
Mhm.
Right. So due to the limited space that I have, because we're in a small apartment and I've only got a small garage space, it's like, what's the value in picking up something just to have something if it's just going to be, oh, Happy New Year, Duchess of Darkness. What's the point of having it if I'm not going to have it on display? What's the point of going out of my way to, because living in Australia, it's very hard to get things anyway. So why put myself in that headache of trying to find something if I'm not going to value it that much anyway, if I'm just going to have it away somewhere in the garage or tucked away because I can't display it. So I might as well not even have it. If I'm not going to look at it, why do I even have it? I've also developed a mentality as I've got older in opening up some of the toys that I had in its packaging. Because I'm getting to a point now where I'm like, well, I might as well enjoy it. It's a toy. Mm-hmm. Someone's going to open it eventually. It might as well be me. Maybe they don't open it for another 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 years. Maybe after I'm gone, nobody will give a damn about it and just ditch it anyway. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy it while I've got it. So I'll, tear into it, muck around with it, and, treat a toy like a toy, which is part of the reason why I started doing this series, was because I wanted to start playing with my toys again, but I couldn't think of a way to do it without looking like a weirdo laying on the lounge room floor going pew pew pew. So I decided to record it instead because that's not weird. It's
justification is all you need. Yep.
It was a very, very, very small justification needed.
Well, see,
to do it.
my place is small too, there, sir.
Well, if it is, you're making it seem like it's bigger than it is. I'm fully, unless it's a dungeon, and you're in cramped quarters.
But yes, many have a toy room, but I have a toy house.
Well, there you go. Oh, depends. What's the scale of the toy house?
I know how you feel there, sir. I used to have a larger apartment rather, where I could display my things more out, as you know. But in a smaller apartment, well, I've still got stuff in boxes, and I've had to sell a bit. Yes.
Well, yeah, it was the same thing because we moved, and when we moved into a smaller area because housing in Australia is a big problem at the moment. And I went from having my own room that I called Slaughter's Quarters, and I had all of my Sergeant Slaughter memorabilia everywhere. I had all my action figures up on display, and the idea was that I would come and rebuild that display again. But all through the year, it's just I didn't open up any of those boxes. They're still in the garage right now. Undisplayed, which is a bit depressing, but I'm hoping that next year will be a better year for my display. I've got over just the GI Joe alone, I've got over 350, nearly 400 of the O-ring GI Joe style.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a.
See, I only have 4 figures in the GI Joe classified line so far. Just waiting on Serpentor there next year. Well, in February rather, this year.
Yeah, well, some of them are very good. I mean, obviously, I favor this one. I think this one's brilliant. But
that's really cool that you're able to have like a vision for what you want to do for your channel. We should do something of like unboxing a figure, and we'll just call it In the Dunny. and we, you know, I will just, you know, unbox it for shits and giggles, you know, and just have a blast. Like, I think that's a great mentality to have, bro.
You don't want to lose an accessory because if it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Oh yeah. I ain't sticking my hand after that one.
You see, I'm sitting on the dunny there at the moment, and I've just got my Father Christmas obscure, so I'm doing unboxing, you know.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Doing unboxing, but all we see is the door.
As long as you got the camera pointed in the right way.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Keep
very
it waist
important.
up.
No, none of those on this channel, guys. Come on now. We gotta save something for the OnlyFans.
Yeah. Oh,
Dunny after dark.
I'm gonna start doing an OnlyFans.
Oz.
I'm gonna start doing an OnlyFans just for my action figure feet. It's gonna take off. It's gonna take off.
Speaking
Who
of
else
feet
is-
taking off, I got a Goku foot right here for anybody who's interested.
Oh.
Unboxed was it Ultra Instinct Goku the other day from Bandai, and
Oh, it's
It,
happening.
like-
We're showing feet, are we? What do we
yeah,
got?
we're just showing
Slime
feet
pit
now.
feet.
Oh,
There you
we
go,
might
for all
as
you
well.
slime
Here.
pit lovers. Some
Hold
slime
on,
pit
we're gonna go
feet.
around.
Oh yeah.
Who else has got some feet to show off? Eldor's got some
Hang on.
feet. It's
Now-
getting real here, fellas. We got some Modulok feet going on.
Oh, modular there.
If you want to get
There
some
we
real
go.
smell, you know that there's
Ooh,
going to be some
Grizzle.
filth coming out of these ones.
I brought out the stinkor feet. Here you go. Some stinkor.
Oh, there it is.
Indoor feet for those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
why not? Big dog.
Some stinky feet from stinkor.
Here it is, guys.
What is that odor?
Oh goodness.
That's a whole new video.
And
A
there's
whole
a
new
tiny
video.
feet.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
He's
tiny
got
feet.
mossy toes.
We got some monsters
A bit
smelling
of
all
fungus
kinds.
there. Athlete's foot, I believe
That's
it's
so funny. Oh my god. Oh,
All right.
it's so
Who's
good.
got an Ewok? Who's got an Ewok?
Not me.
Here's the mutated version of that.
Right,
No,
the
you're
mute-
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Black Phoenix says, y'all joking, but I might have to start an OnlyFans to afford the toys I need. Hey, man, I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm at this point, I might as well.
But no,
Oh,
I think Sargent started with something that we talked about in this morning's live with Ken, and Brick was there present when this was going down. I think he touched on it perfectly. It's not that I need it. It's more of a want. You know, and it's recognizing that, especially with price hikes going up. I mean, in Australia, the Bay Area, Pueblo,
Eternia.
Baltimore, Eternia. I mean, wherever you find yourself, it's all going up. So
That's right. Absolutely.
I heard gas prices were terrible in Eternia. Ay, ay, ay.
yeah,
Oh, I tell you.
That's just from Stinkor.
everybody's
It's
subject to
about-
using that public transportation.
It's about what?
The monorail.
$60 or
They're all
$50 for
having to
one of
use the
these fellas.
monorail.
That's why you never see He-Man on the Road Ripper, right? He's always on Battle
much
Cat.
gas.
He's like,
Mhm.
They had to retire the attack track.
And-
Did you
and
see how
road
much
taxis.
gas that old VW bus looking thing with treads had to take?
he's got Battle Cat, so he's good.
Attack tracks. Oh yes, Battle Cat.
I heard
Then
they
the
tried
pet
the
feed,
electric
then the
version
vet
and it blew
bills.
up.
What?
So.
All right, listen, fellas, I've got to get going. I want to hang out with the two little ones before
Definitely,
we
Brett.
bring in the new year on this end. So
Yes.
thank you all. And it's an honor to be around with all y'all tonight. So happy New
Yeah,
Year
good to meet you.
2023.
Oh,
Bring it, brother. Bring it, man.
High five,
Happy New
ladies.
Hey,
Year's,
look,
Rick.
we're going to keep going. So,
Here we
you
go.
know, if you want to pop back in a little closer,
And then there was 6.
there were 6. We're already 2 down from before, man. Jay's crash just took it out of everybody.
Jay just crashed the whole party.
It was interesting. I felt we just needed to be visited by Flipper Frank to make it complete.
Yeah,
That's right, right? Where's Mad Hatter? We need to get crashed by Flipper Frank right now.
yeah. He's got the flippies coming up. He said.
Oh boy.
Frank's got the
He
flippies.
does. He's got the flippies coming
The
on.
best
Those
flips of 22 coming.
Yes,
Yep.
he showed us his figure that's coming out soon from
That's
Rumble
right.
Toys there, I believe. Looks
Showed the
very good.
prototypes finally.
Basically, if I had to sum it up Oz, give me a full screen real fast. If I had to sum up my collecting world, it would have been like this. I started the year like this. Woohoo! It was at that moment he knew he messed up. Woo!
That sounds about right. I think we've all hit
Yeah.
that point where we're like, "Oops, I may have gone
What
too far."
did I do? What
But
have I
then-
done?
I know Kenny had the Mondo incident, and that's where it hit him, I'm sure. It's like, oh
my
no,
gosh.
I'm
The worst
stuck with
part
all
is-
these Mondos
Mondo.
with
Did-
QC issues. What the hell did I do?
The thing is,
Ray, why did
did
you
we
told me
stop?
over and over? Don't do it. Don't do it. And
I did. I was like trying to like reel him over, like, Kenny, don't do it, Kenny.
that was bad.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
bad. But
But Tony
everything,
Shea,
was okay.
and
Everything was
He-Man.
okay when he arrived today. Everything was
Yeah,
fine.
that is a good looking
Look
figure.
at the
He came-
highlights on
Skeletal,
him.
yes.
He came
Hold
to
him
make
back
me
up again.
happy. He said, "You know what? Don't worry about that, Mondo. I'm here to make you happy." I said, "Okay, thank you." Skeleton.
Look at that cosmic
And that's
key
why
and those
Masterverse
red and
wins. That's
purples.
why Masterverse wins.
Look
Yes.
at that.
I agree.
Wow.
I hooked
Yes.
it to his belt. Yeah, it's got a little hook to it where you can hook it to his
Nice.
belt. And
Well, I
Just
really
amazing.
like
Gorgeous.
I really like Masterverse, but I just can't justify getting into another action figure line. I just can't do it. So I'm all in on Origins. Most of them come from buddies overseas or Big Bad Toy Store. Sometimes, very rarely, I'll find them here. But that's probably the only time I've really let myself escape into an action figure line, other than whatever size and sorter action figure comes out. But it's sort of taken me back to my childhood and just enjoying seeing what comes out, because I like that they've mixed up the waves too. Right? They're not bringing them out in the same way, and I think that adds some of the excitement too. Because then you don't know until the leaks or the pictures come out, which is the modern day equivalent of looking on the back of an action figure box, right?
Yeah.
Or a catalog, right? You're looking at that, you're like, oh, cool. So this is who's in this wave. If it was every wave that we'd ever gotten previously, well, then it would be we know what's coming next and we know what to expect. Let's keep some of the excitement for adult collectors. But when you talk about the want versus the need of an action figure, there is no need. It's all want.
Yeah.
And when you hear people say, "Oh, I need that," it's like, "Oh, you don't really. You just really,
want it really bad.
that is my favorite
He
version
has
of
the flip
He-Man."
feature too, which I like.
Yeah,
And there it is. We've been waiting for
And
it
finally we have
since
it.
the first one.
The
And they
clip.
finally gave it back to
Finally
us.
listened.
does the torso still come apart or no?
No, the detachable parts, your hands, your head, and your boots.
Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, that's no different than like the battle armor,
Right.
and that's fine.
And it's
I
the
can
first
feel-
time we're seeing a golden sword, by the way.
I do love that they kept the golden sword from the vintage style.
Yeah, that was my
I
favorite
haven't
He-Man.
been
role.
collecting these variants like the battle armors and the flying fists and what have you. But when I saw him, when I saw the Thunder
gimmick
Punch,
is back.
He-Man there doing the flip action, I thought, oh,
Yeah.
if I can get him, I might be able to swap
Same.
out my other He-Man armor and have a traditional He-Man figure there.
And
Yeah,
and,
the armor
and like
will come
Zazel
up.
said, part of the excitement is not knowing what's going to come out. I mean, if you just look at Origins alone, they've already put out figures for New Adventures. They've put out figures for 2000X. They've put out figures for Rise of the Snake Man. They put out movie-looking figures for Masterverse. But what's really fun is, Kenzo and I were looking at package art.
That's cool.
They do spoil stuff in the package art. Frogmonger was spoiled in the Wind Raider. Frogmonger was spoiled on
Yeah.
Panther.
But
Frogmonger
there's a
was
difference
spoiled.
between an Easter egg and a spoiler, though.
Yeah,
Right? Because there's a lot of images that are on the back of them that we haven't seen figures of yet.
right.
And I
Right.
mean, we can only assume that we'll probably either get everything, or they'll peter out eventually, and we'll miss out on a couple of things.
On Grayskull, on
like-
the box,
like the-
if you guys notice, there's that Sagittar, the four-armed
Right?
Yep.
Yes.
Zentar
That's a good
from
one,
New
but-
Adventures.
He's
I
on
mean, so far, the majority of the figures that have been Easter egged on packaging have made it to a release. So
Yeah.
that's kind of comforting to know that, hey, we have the potential to see these figures as we're seeing with the Snake Man and with the Skeleton Warriors. So 23 is going to look awesome because Mattel's got to pump out the figures to get ready for Eternia. I mean, it's really exciting for 24.
Because here we
Yeah.
sit
Yeah,
with our
true.
wallets ready Ready for it.
My wallet's still
Was it
crying.
was
and
it
this
King
is what I was
Randall's
talking about
card up
earlier
there? He had
with
some
that-
interesting
with that
fellows
4-pack.
on his art there.
Yeah.
Four
Okay,
pack
yeah.
still made him small.
Yeah.
Oh.
He looks cool.
And then there's your which is still available, by the way, right, Ray? Breaking news?
Yes, yes.
By the way, breaking news: the 4-pack is still available on MattelCreations.com.
Right up there with Space Sumo.
Yeah, right up there with Space Sumo. Man, what a heartbreaker variant that is! Oh my gosh! Like I said
How
earlier,
well did those
Mattel's going to
color
be able to get away.
statues go?
Yeah, Mattel's going to be able to get away with that once before the community's going to go.
Yeah, but see, that's the only way I was able to get that though, because the 3-pack wasn't available here in Australia.
Oh,
so,
interesting.
So it was
Right.
like, okay, cool. I'll pick that single card one up because I already
wow.
had the other guys.
Okay, not bad.
the single card. So yeah, they're still sitting there and available for everyone that hasn't already picked up the 3-pack. But that was my best bet to get one if I wasn't going to buy the 3-pack on the secondary market.
That's true. Yeah.
I just wish they would have done like a metallic paint app for him or something,
Anything
just
different.
something different.
Something. Yeah.
Something. I mean, all they did was a card back and a comic book. The
That's right.
accessibility is great. The accessibility is great. I get that. But as somebody who owns the 3-pack and they saw they did a metallic paint apps for Pighead, it would have been nice if you made Sumo an exclusive that we'd see that kind of treatment. But unfortunately, you got the same Sumo I did.
Yeah, but I didn't have to pick up another Sunman and another Pigman.
That's
Right.
true.
Right.
That's very
The only
true.
reason that ended up being okay here was when Target did that $25 sale.
Yep.
They dropped it, cut it in half, and then I got my 2 sets that way, and that was it. Otherwise, I don't know if I get it. I don't know. $50 is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. So Cobra Camo Khan was the one where I thought about because it's 3 a.m. usually when they drop here, and I had to think about whether or not it was a character that I really wanted to get, and wake up and maybe get it, or maybe be let down, or just sleep through the night and move on with my life. Because
you see, for me there, when I had to stay up for all the late night drops, because for Chemocon it was about 6 a.m. in the morning here, but those prior to it were about 4 a.m. So I just stayed up because I didn't want to, not off to sleep and miss out like I almost did with one down there. It was about an hour into the countdown, and I dozed off. When I woke up, there was 6 minutes remaining. What?
That happens with age. Yeah, so the Camo Khan, he does look cool, but I just couldn't justify staying up until 3 a.m. to pick up a character I'd never heard of until about 10 minutes
So I
earlier.
bought one for another fellow. He couldn't stay up there, so as I usually stay up till late night, I offered to get one for him.
Yeah, I love the new Camocon figure. He's outrageous. I'm sure exclusive drops on Attorney are a bit problematic, but he's definitely one of my favorite drops of the year is this guy. Rizlor and Koldar is my top.
Oh, yes. Yes, I got Grizzlor there.
So the art shows
Cobra Khan and Metror.
Oh, sorry, Eldor. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. No, you're right. Carry on, sir.
No, I was just saying you've got the snake head on the android body there. And I noticed on the back of the Thunder Punch He-Man, it shows that
black.
Is that, right. Mm-hmm. So was that actually something that's come from somewhere, or they just decided
it was in Classics?
Classic.
It was. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
They have that 3-pack, right?
Yeah, Slamurai.
Yeah.
And who was the white version of Ninjor, came with 2 Horde Trooper armored Snake Men.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like
black.
in the black color. It was kind of an homage to the fact that by the time some of those Snake Men released, there was no longer a He-Man cartoon. So like Ratlor and Tongue Lashor in the original filmation style were actually part of the Horde back in Princess of Power. So having some Snake Men and some Horde armor kind of paid homage to that, even though those ones that were released were, regular Snake Men. And
gotcha. Okay.
Well, that's what I've been meaning to find out there. Do any of you know if Mosquito ever showed up in the She-Ra series, or was he just a figure that dropped towards the end of the line there?
I do not think he did because I think he was a little extreme, but I can't swear to it because I can't
wasn't able to
remember
find
all
anything
the
in my
Princess
end
Power
on him.
episodes.
That's a Google search. I'll have a look at. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but they did introduce Mesquitra in the CGI
In the CGI.
Yeah.
cartoon, which is as well a cool figure on its own as well.
Well,
The Mesquitra.
If you shorten it down to Mosquitor in Pop, it just
Saw
shows
that.
the Pop figure of Mosquitor.
Duplicate, I know.
I do not
Let's
recommend
go,
doing
man.
that search. It's not giving you the result you're looking for.
What's up, Sean? Happy New Year, brother.
How's it going?
Happy New Year, Sean.
Join us.
Happy New
No,
Year.
that's
Happy New Year,
a
there's
great
a-
shot.
Just got
Happy New Year.
the eldest child to bed. She had to be up to see the ball drop in New York, and now I'm like,
Oh, yes.
bed. And he needs a break. I want to talk about action figures for a couple of minutes
I
before
want
I
to go
fall
talk
asleep.
shop.
Yeah. So
Glad you can definitely join us tonight, Sean.
I'm gonna massage, figuratively speaking's head while you guys talk.
Starting to get used to doing all these big panel shows. It's fun. Now, either everybody has completely stopped watching and chatting it up in the chat, or my chat has frozen.
Oh, I can see my chat there. We've got Gamer Bud. He's asked a question, I think.
Okay. hang on a
Yeah.
second.
Eldor's the new mod.
So, Gamer Bud, he says, and I would have got the Mattel Creation Space Sumo if Target didn't have the sale on the 3-pack for $25.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
just
right.
didn't make sense.
And the price was right because they come out to about $7.25 at that rate, you know.
Right. And you're going to pay $25 and get 3 figures,
For all three.
or
yeah.
you're going to pay $18 plus shipping to get 1.
Yeah.
And Black Phoenix there, I think it's a he says, still waiting for Castar figure. Oh, hang on, my chest moved about. Where is it?
Guys, I'm
And
going
then
to do
here we go.
something
Still
scary.
waiting for a Castar figure. The half rhino dude on the Panther box art.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's some deep cuts. I think they're going to get into here pretty soon in 23. That's going to be pretty fun.
Of
Guys,
course,
I'm gonna
I
take a
was
chance.
spoiled on the back of the Camo Cons out there.
Hey, just don't pull a J on us, okay?
No, I don't want to pull a J.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
No exclusive figures, Mattel, if you're watching. No
Yeah.
exclusive Eldor.
Right. I'm going
Who
to try
else
to
we got here?
refresh here and see if it comes
You all
in.
right there, sir?
Oh, brother.
We'll see if this works. Fingers crossed, everybody.
Stream
check
ended.
Did you get the chat back?
No, it says changes you made may not be saved. I don't
Oh
want
no.
Okay,
Trying
so
that's going to end the stream again. So yeah, definitely. I'll have to bring up the chat in the other window here by pulling up the stream.
yes, that's what I'm doing myself there, sir.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to highlight the chat.
Yes. So while I was doing that, Nolan there, he didn't get the 3-pack in Canada either, but Dole had mentioned that TRU is supposed to be getting it eventually.
Toys R Us, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have
so-
Toys R Us in
Imagine what
Eternity?
they'll charge.
I mean, Eternia? Do you guys have Toys R Us out there?
No, we have the warehouse. We have Kmart. Well, we used to have one at my neck of the woods, but they
Dang, you know
disappeared on
Eternia is old if he's still got a Kmart. Woo!
yeah.
Yeah. And we have Farmers, and we have Toy World around some parts. Not the third-party Toy World, mind you. Different Toy World there. And yes, so
I got the screen blasted on my big screen over here. I'm looking at, and I'm just drooling over Sean's classics.
Oh.
His gray
Yeah,
skull is
every-
just staring
every
me in the
time.
face.
Yeah, that
Sean,
one's
Sean,
right.
your gray skull's literally talking to me right now.
Yeah.
It's telling me that you have to pack it up and ship it to me starting tomorrow as soon as you can.
There is a crazy story with that, actually, and I've told it to a few people, and my wife is sick of me telling it, but I'll tell it again if you want.
Oh, please! I'm new to this. I'm new to this.
Carry
Yes.
on. Do
All right.
tell, sir. Do tell.
So I got into classics when the line was done. I got into it when Matty Collector basically said you have like a month, and then Matty Collector is gone.
Oh wow.
So I was doing everything I could to grab as much as I could during that time. And then I was backtracking a bunch, and I was just like, oh, I just need He-Man. I need Skeletor. I need, the major characters. And then it got to a point about, what was it, close to 4 years ago now. 3 years ago, I want to say, where I finally was like, I really want Grayskull. And I know I'm being stupid by thinking this, because Grayskull, if you go on eBay, an incomplete one around that time was still going for about $800.
Yeah.
So there was Josh Van Pelt, who he's part of the Honor and Power Foundation, or the Power and the Honor Foundation. Sorry, I got that mixed up. He was doing I'm selling a lot of the stuff that I have doubles and triples of, and he posted, still in box, the shipper from Mattel and everything, unopened, Grayskull. And I looked at it, and I kept looking at it, and finally I was like, I'm going to pull the trigger on this. $1,000 shipped. And I'm like, I hate myself for doing this, but I need to do this, because how am I going to find a complete, even unopened Grayskull? And that was with shipping involved. So it was like, it's under $1,000, because that's probably a good couple, maybe $100, $200 to even ship it, maybe. But it was still like, oh dear God. So there was a point where I ended up buying it, and then there was a point where my wife and I were having a discussion one night, and she's like, well, you paid about $500 for that, right? I'm like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yes, dear.
Unfortunately, that didn't go the way I wanted to, and it involved, at the end of the day, it was, you bought a Castle Grayskull before you got me a new dishwasher.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Doghouse City.
So
You've been
long
living in that
story
Castle
short,
Grayskull.
Yeah.
I was
He made a bed.
tempted to just hold up in here because it's so big anyway.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right?
But wait, there's
but
more.
basically-
I see Hebrew there. He's been making a few spare parts for the classics Grayskull. He's built a bit more of a floor to where the throne room is.
Origins, yeah.
And then he's built a bit of a wall there to support it. But
Yeah,
he's
that's
done
for
some
the
for
Origins. Yeah, that's for the Origins one.
And you can put a
Absolutely.
bed right there.
I got a heartbreaking story for you, Sean, that capitalizes on that one. Get this,
Sure.
It's gonna tear you up. A couple weeks ago, and I even reached out to Mega J and I told him about it, and I said, bro, this is the last of the Mohicans right here.
Okay.
A buddy of mine who runs a toy booth, he had cataract surgery.
Okay.
He said, hey, Ray, I wasn't going to sell it right now. They're selling online for 15 to 17. I have a brand new unopened Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
I'll sell it to you because I know you got your channel. And, and this was like 2 weeks ago.
Sure. Okay.
The box is a little dinged up. He showed me a little picture of the corner, and it was just kind of like sucker punched.
Mhm.
And he's like, I'll sell it to you for 900 cash.
Okay.
I called Jay. I called a couple of cats, and I was like, yo, does anybody want this Grayskull? I couldn't do it at the time because it's right around Christmas, and it's right around my dentist stuff. And so my back was against the wall. I told Jay about it. His back was against the wall. Nobody could take it. And believe it or not, I think it's still sitting in my buddy's booth right now, unopened. Man, I'm thinking, looking at Sean's is kind of. Oh,
Let
shit,
me sell
what
my
am I gonna
Mondos
do?
real quick. Maybe sell
Yeah,
my
let-
Mondos and I'll pick it up.
I mean, like out of classics, I think this was the last thing I actually got that was a heavy hitter out of everything, because for the last year and a half or so, since classics is done, obviously, I've been just kind of, where am I going next and all that stuff, and then I jumped into Mythic Legions a lot more in the last year and a half. But no, this for me, this was kind of my swan song, crazy purchase out of anything I wanted for classics, and I don't regret it. She has a new dishwasher because I did make that work, but yeah, it was held over my head until this year because another little story. I ended up this year my wife quit her job, and I told her to quit it because she was so miserable.
Sure.
So I ended up having to dig into my collection to help us finance that time off. And my mom, actually, she was the one to help front some of the money for Grayskull. And at one point she goes, "You better not sell that so that you can pay your bills." I go, "Oh no, are you kidding me? That's still
That one's off limits.
That is definitely one to take with you.
Police tape around it, do not touch. And all
Bury
that,
me
but-
with that Grayskull.
Yeah,
That's right.
basically.
Yeah, my
You
big
don't need a
swan
whole other
song.
coffin.
My big swan song purchase was we held up the picture of Bolt. Now Bolt unfortunately has moved on.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
So she's
Rest
kind
in
of the
peace,
reason
Bolt.
why I even started the page. And right as that happened, I don't know if you guys have ever gone through a major loss as a collector and then find yourself in an emotional place where you're like, uh-oh, I'm just going to spend $1,000 all of a sudden. My swan song was Tweeterhead Skeletor.
Oh, geez.
Oh, nice.
And I ended up
Gorgeous.
getting it at a good deal. Actually, I got it for $1,100 versus like the 14 with shipping. I was able to move another collection to acquire it. I think that's the benefit of also collecting. Is there's subsequently value to what we're doing as well. So I was able to trade in a bunch of Magic cards and kind of like go, oh, I'm gonna buy something crazy, and I ended up getting a Skeletor. And then on this last ToonCon that we had, Alan Oppenheimer was there, so I took it and I got it signed by Skeletor.
That's cool. Nice.
Because I'm a goober.
No, it's
But yeah, I
priceless.
totally agree with that. Just major push towards something crazy, and I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of it.
No,
No, you
that's-
shouldn't.
One of one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of
Right.
one out of 1,000.
Right. It's a completely unique piece now because of that signature.
Yeah.
There's no reason to get rid of it.
Yeah,
I'm looking at an Orko Skeletor, and it's not as bad as I thought it would look.
Oh, gosh.
Kind of
You guys
was.
want to see the actual ghost of Skeletor.
That's hilarious. That's kind of scary. That's kind of scary looking.
There is
Just a
a
little.
freakiness to that I didn't expect seeing that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting
was not
for it to
prepared
go
for
trick or treat, but it's not happening, which only frightens me more.
Yes, I did a bit of an Orko myself, as if he used the power sword, and I used our Skeletor's buff arms on him.
I'll show you. I'm going to go.
Whoa,
that is cool.
yes.
I'm going to grab the Orko that I use for my collection.
Dude, Kenzo's got all the goodies, man.
Right?
These all came this week. These all came this week, man. I was excited. I finally got
Loving
something that wasn't like late,
It's always a nice feeling when you finally get, something a little earlier.
Hello.
What's up? Glad to see you back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
But watch
Happy New
this.
Year.
Not in the face.
Not in the face.
Look, we've got evidence the child is abusing the parent.
Yeah.
It's on camera. It's on camera.
That's the Orko that I use for my Origins collection. I just think that this one scales better. With
Very nice.
the Origins, the Origins one seems to just be a little bit too tall.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see, but all of my. I'll see if I can angle this.
Is that a classic Orko?
Nah.
Or the
you
Super
can't really
7
tell.
one.
I've got so all my in the center. You can't really tell, it's a bit blurry, but in the center there is all the Masters of the WWE Universe stuff, and above that is half of my Origins collection, and down below and under there is even more. That used to be all filled with my Sergeant Slaughter action figures before I moved, and then these guys. This comes from a line called.
Is that the Loyal Subjects?
Loyal Subjects, yes. That's the
Oh,
Loyal
yeah.
Subjects.
Yes.
Orko.
Loyal Subjects is so
And
unique.
for similar height, I'll use this.
Yeah, that's
Grizzly.
perfect.
But I just feel like it sort of fits
They
better.
had
So
nice articulation there also for their size.
I think it comes with an accessory for a start, which is a bonus.
Yeah.
But the
Right.
the arms are on a ball joint. The wrists move. I mean, what more do you want from Orko? Really, the head moves. Does the head move? I don't know. It does. Yes, it does.
I want to see eggs on Man at Arms' head. That's what I want to see. That's the only thing that's missing.
Marco. Yes, Cecil. I'm building the Eternia playset scaled for the Loyal Subjects figures.
Oh, nice.
Those are custom.
Those are the minis, the Motu minis, the Masters.
Yes.
The Family Dollars, baby.
That's right.
So
So I'm
the
into
loyal
those
subjects, the battle cat also looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've
But
only
yeah.
got Panther of the loyal subjects at the moment.
Right.
But
That one does
I do
look cool
have the other
too.
figures, though.
I need to start looking
I'm-
into those a little bit more.
Unfortunately,
I don't have
Battle
any
Cat
loyal
doesn't come
subject anything
Yes, they stopped doing them, I think.
Yeah.
because I've got a damn near complete Funko Motu collection, which is over 85 pops. I got the whole Pez collection. I got the majority of Origins. I got all of the Masterverse. I got all the Loungefly releases. I got all the CGI figures. I got a bunch of vintage. I got it's just too much, you know. And then I saw these loyal subjects, and I said, "You lost me." I quit.
Here's the battle of the century is having this, that He-Man against that Skeletor, or
Yes, that's my He-Man head sculpt for Dolph Lundgren there.
Yeah, I like it. It
You'll win.
actually looks good.
Dude, it's so much
Yes,
better than the
I
one
didn't
we're
do
gonna
too
get
bad,
from
I feel.
afterwards.
He kind of also looks like the singer for Whitesnake, so that's pretty cool.
he looks more like the singer from Whitesnake than he does Dolph Lundgren.
Now we just got to get some custom soft good acid wash jeans.
He needs to borrow one of your daughter's microphones there to do a bit of a song.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I've pulled up the video over here on my other window so I can actually kind of look into the chat a little bit. And Nolan says my favorite Orko is my Mexican bootleg because he lights it.
Oh, I actually have one to show you. I actually have the same one he does.
All right, that's perfect. We'll get that prime example.
Can I guys show you my microphone?
Yeah, we saw
Yes.
that earlier.
Look at that.
You might do a bit of
This
a
is
song
how you
later.
turn on. This is how you turn it
Oh
on.
my.
Let's see.
There it goes.
How do I do this? Hold on. How do I do this? Hold on. So if I kill the light,
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Hold on
What
a
the
second.
heck?
There's magic there.
Be jealous,
Orko.
everybody.
That's awesome.
That's
Amazing.
nice.
That's Rave Orko.
And he's got different modes
That's
too.
nice.
Yeah. yeah,
Wow.
he's got like off mode, super rave disco mode.
Yeah.
He's got I'm the police, pull over. And then he's got like wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
It
That
definitely
is
will wake you up.
great.
I want one and hate it at the same time.
Right? Because his head looks like he's a little melted, but yet he's so
Yeah.
cool.
He's got that
looking.
Oh
laser
yeah,
eye.
the Mexican bootlegs that we have in the collection here are plentiful, and they are all terrible. Face sculpts, terrible head sculpts. It's hilarious how bad it is.
Yes, I just
I've
had
never seen
the
it.
Super 7 vintage Orko still on card, and I had the Revelation
Hey, it's Kenny.
Orko.
But there's something beautiful about how ugly it is. There's something about this the nostalgia of the figure.
That's what I say about my kids.
But look at how bad this is.
Oh wow.
Oh gosh.
That
We said
looks
it right,
like
I think.
I'll
That's
put this
like
up
King
against
God at
Ken's.
the
I'll put
beginning.
this up against Ken's G1s any day, baby. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just pretend I'm not here. Just pretend I'm not here. I'm not really here. Yeah.
Hey, I think he looks
Ken
like
never
he had
made it.
cataract
What do you
surgery
mean?
just recently.
Yeah, I think
also.
he needs a cataract surgery, eh?
So
All right.
again,
got
since I
character,
can't
though. It's got
highlight
charm.
the chat, I did want to say that Black Phoenix has said that John's daughter, she's got an amazing microphone, and that she's going to get her own YouTube channel real soon. And
Yeah,
when
nice.
she does,
Actually, I already got one.
Oh,
Did you
got
see?
one.
Did
Would-
you
She's on
see?
with it.
Would you please have your dad
Wait.
send me the link, and I'm going to post that in the chat so we can all go subscribe to your channel?
absolutely.
Good.
Hold on. Let me show you.
Yeah, let's see some of it.
You'll be a sing star in no time.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Next time we'll see her, it's gonna be on the Today Show or something.
That's
Next,
gonna
yeah,
be
next time we see her, we're gonna be the guests.
Actually,
You
on
guys
the
take it
IG
over.
of my dad's thing.
It's actually on my IG account.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
How many videos are there of you getting shot in the face with a dart?
There you go. She's playing it now.
All
Oh,
right.
nice.
Wow.
The thing next
Cool.
to you is a spoiled brat.
That's funny.
I get it.
Nice.
I get it.
Very nice.
That's
Very
funny.
good.
John, is she
Very
listed
talented.
on your John Westby or on your figuratively speaking?
Figuratively speaking.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Okay, cool.
So I'm going to go over there and I'm going to grab the link for everybody.
What's up, Ken? Happy New Year's, brother.
Happy New Year.
Hey, how's things? Actually, it's still December 31st here on the West Coast.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right.
So you're on our time. Okay. Good.
Ray, I think one of my promises was I would get on a stream with you before the year ended. The problem
That's
is
right.
the problem is it's 2023 where you are. And it's
No, I'm in
2023.
SoCal. I'm in SoCal.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
West Coast too, so you guys are going to bring it in at the same time.
We're good, baby.
Keep going.
Good.
It's
So-
9:45 here. We're still
Same here.
counting
Okay,
down.
so the bucket list is still. I made the bucket list
We
with
did
no
it,
and
we
if or
did
but. We did it. We did it.
took a
Cool.
while.
Cool. I'll see you in 2024. Okay. See you later. See you later, Ray.
See you later.
See you later. See you later, Ray. Have a good one.
Ken, you missed it. We had a full room like this, and Jay, we were going around the room and talking about the year and how it's been for everybody. And it was Jay's turn, and he had to subsequently leave to take care of his live. And he said, "All right, guys, I'll see you later." But because Oz had instated him as a shareholder
Admin,
in
yeah.
the page, like a mod, Jay's like, "All right, see you later." It ends the video, ends the stream.
So do you know why I knew to even ask Oz for an updated StreamYard link? Because he sent me a StreamYard link like 4 hours ago. I messaged Mega J. I didn't know this stream was still going. I'll go, "Hey Mega J, are you doing a New Year's stream?" He goes, "No, I feel terrible. I just crashed Oz's stream."
Oh,
And I'm
I
like,
feel
"Oh,
terrible there, Jay.
okay." I was about to jump on the old StreamYard link, but thank you for letting me know.
So funny.
But
Yeah,
if
and
you catch the end of
Masterverse.
that video, the end of that video is oh shit, and then it's and Ray laughing is the last sound you hear.
I thought the world was ending. What?
Such a fantastic
That'll be somebody's first video that they ever see on YouTube one day, and it'll be like, let's see what the end of the year was like, and it just like abruptly stops.
Well, I don't know how many whose year is it? It's their first year on social media as a content creator collector. It's my first
Well, as a YouTuber, yeah, 100%.
YouTuber, IGer. Put your hands up. I think this is a really amazing time, and I want to thank you guys. And just think about that. We'll never forget that. What Jay did. That's gonna be forever. That's hilarious.
That should be a meme. We need to get that into a meme.
Oh, I screenshotted it. The ended stream, and we're all like,
Thank you, Ray.
It's
You
hilarious.
definitely got to send
He
that
feels
to
so
me.
bad he
I
doesn't
am
even want to do his
so
own
gonna
stream.
make a post about
"Oh
that.
no!
Oh no, Jay!
Send him the
Don't
link
feel
and get him
bad.
in here. What the
Let's
heck?"
get him back here to
Come
apologize.
back in.
no, he might mess it
It
up
got
again.
really
We
bad.
don't need that.
He's totally more than welcome to come back in. I'll just, when he needs to go, I will politely remove him.
Or just
Revoking
no,
privileges.
These things happen,
With
sir.
him all the way out.
no hands on the
Oh,
control.
yeah.
Keyboard.
Yeah. So you had Brick something in earlier too for a little bit.
Yeah. Brick joined us for a while, but he took the time off to go spend some time with the kids and everything before New Year. I did want to say that Duchess has said this is also her first year in streaming as well, which is really, really cool. And her channel has taken off like crazy this year.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, Duchess is putting out great stuff, and she's a huge community supporter, and that goes a long way.
She is. She is all over all of our channels, trying to watch everything that we all do live, which is
Oh wow.
fantastic.
She
It's amazing.
started in April and yeah, she's doing well.
So if anybody
What I
hasn't
think is really
subscribed in the
good.
chat, go subscribe to Duchess for
Happy
sure.
New Year's Eve,
That's
Duchess.
What I think is
New
great
Year's,
is
buddy.
looking at
New
this
Year's.
chat here. This is the
That's
first.
right.
This is the first time I've been on your channel, Oz, and I'm seeing a lot of common names in the chat. I recognize Duchess. I recognize Nolan. Who else did we have in here before? I've seen Black Phoenix
Gamer Bud.
floating around.
Gamer Bud, yep.
Yeah, Thanos Copter.
Rhea-
I've seen
Rhea
some of these
Black.
people before.
Rhea Black,
It's nice to see that sort of community building around a lot of us newbies.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, because Zazel was like the first person to like get me on like streaming regularly. I always stream at terrible hours for him because of the way my life is set up. I wanted to like introduce Zazel to everybody, including like Mega J and Brick something, and he just I got to remember this guy just goes. He introduced himself. It's perfect, and he got to meet all of you, which is fantastic. So
I see Legends going live. I'd love to be a part of it, and here I am.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
there's another fellow too that I've found. Many of us have found. Masters of the Mini Comics there. Yeah, he's had Duchess of Darkness on there.
Great
She's
stuff.
voiced the Sorceress, and I believe maybe Evelyn. And soon he's getting me in there to do the voice for Zodak.
Oh, nice! That's awesome.
Nice. Very awesome.
I'm getting
Congratulations,
ready for that
Eldor.
one, but yes, I'm meeting all these good fellows this year. It's been good.
And sorry, is that a cosplay or is that like some like?
Whoa! A little respect.
Oh my God!
Holy cow, Ken!
Eldor,
He
Eldor,
comes
I am
all
so
the way
sorry.
from Eternia.
I'm so sorry, Eldor.
Okay.
I'll get my hood on there.
Ken
Complete
just
the look,
got
I think.
jumped. Yo, Ken just got jumped.
Okay, so should we kill this stream and start a third stream?
Yeah. Why don't you close it out for us, Kenny?
You're on thin ice, man. You're on
We
thin
at least
ice.
gotta wait until 5 minutes of New Year Central Time before we crash this one.
5 minutes
Oh, yes,
before.
yes.
So
it
good.
is a bit of a cosplay, but it's how I present myself, my style of presentation.
He doesn't ordinarily wear the cloak. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
It's a bit warm out here, really,
Okay.
for it. But
All right,
just
so-
for
so-
Oz and you guys, I'm
So what you're saying is Eternia has been real all along. So is Santa Claus. So is Never Neverland. All right.
Yes,
Got it.
yes.
Got it. All that
And,
stuff that my grade 6 teacher told me was wrong. So all right. Cool.
And all
That's
those little
completely-
glowing balls that you see fly around the farms and come out of the sky, that's just our ohms people. The young ones. They like to come down to different planets and do their artwork on the cornfields there.
All
I
right.
believe you call them crop circles and what have you. 'Cause, you know, they're pure energy. They can't use paper and cardboard like us, you know? So if you see a big ball come out of the sky, I see there's a bit of a war going on there in the Russia and the Ukraine. So if you see a big ball coming out of the sky, it's just to see what's going on here and try
That's
and
how I got my
put things
3D
right.
printer.
Stuff all the squabbling, you know?
Sorry to get all hot and heavy on you there, Ken. I just couldn't believe you went. Couldn't believe you said that about poor
Zazel,
Eldor.
that's like you on Facebook Messenger, but in real time. It's much better.
so
It's much
funny.
better this way.
Eldor, I've seen you float around on a few different channels, but I think this is the first time we've shared the screen together.
Yeah, same.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
First
the
time
first
with
time.
you,
It's my first
and
time with
collecting
Zazel. It's
classics.
my first time with Eldor, and it's my first time with Figuratively.
Yeah.
I think I've been on with Sean once
Mhm.
on
Yeah,
one of our
Friendsgiving.
multi streams a while ago.
Yeah.
And you know, Kenny, I'm on with Kenny all the time. I'm on with Oz all the time. Toy Connections, amazing. This is now our third or fourth time interacting on stream. So a lot of talent
and on three different channels too.
yeah,
so
and
that's
just
cool.
a lot of talent on this page. There's a lot of talent in the chat. It's just, you know, Happy New Year's. Wow, 23 is going to be amazing.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Yes, my
It is.
first time here with Kenzo's, and of course Ken from Toy Connections.
A couple of Kens in here. A couple of Kens. Good name, Ken.
Ken's
Good
hanging
name.
around.
I can come back as Ralph, and then we only have one Ken. But you know.
And of course, my first time sharing with Mega J Retro as well. It's
Oh,
good to
yeah,
see you.
Absolutely, with Mega J earlier tonight. I mean, it's just been an all-star cast all night. You know, the New York New Year's Eve special countdown's got nothing on Nostradamus Toy Live countdown special. That's for
Oh,
sure.
here's one. Here's
Sure.
one. Okay, if we did a quick round robin, starting with Oz and like going this way and then this way, you know what I mean? What's your favorite fig of 2022 right now? Boom. There's a tornado
Yes.
coming, and you got to grab
Fourth year
one fig.
P-Man,
What is it?
Do you have to have gotten it in 2022, and does it have to be a 2022 release?
Yes, for this year only. Yes.
I'm gonna say my ultimate all-time favorite character this year, Wondar, because if it wasn't for
Yeah.
Wondar, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this stream right now.
That's true. Yeah,
Yes.
I had a problem with Wondar,
This
you
is
know
gonna
it,
be
but
my
you know.
custom Wonder.
You
I
didn't
like
have
my
a problem.
custom
You
more
made
than
your
the-
own.
than the packaging, yeah.
Well, I
you didn't have
actually
any problem. You made your own.
I just
Who's got
opened
two
my
band
one
there?
recently.
Oh, good.
It's a great figure. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, here's my custom Wondar, and then this was the Origins one that came out.
Right.
And
Okay.
I tend to like my custom one a little bit more.
Yeah.
I like that you differentiated them with the different head.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
original Zodak armor from the weapons pack.
Oh,
Show
nice.
the real custom, Ray. Don't tease. show the good custom.
Which one?
Oh,
You
he's
know
got
which one
another
I'm
one
talking
there, is he?
about. Where's that 7-inch scale Wondar custom?
7. Oh,
Come on, Ray.
okay.
Don't tease.
You want me to bring out the big dog, huh?
Whip it out. Whip it
I
out
still
on
think-
Nostradamus Toys Live.
All right.
Show
All right.
all this.
Moon
I
Man
see
is
where
my
he's
favorite.
going. Here we go. Here we go. Masterverse Wondar.
Oh,
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 yeah.
wow.
Oh, you're
That
doing
looks
the
great.
Masterverse one already. Yes, I'm
There
going to
it
be doing
is.
one with the Sea-Man here, sir. So
I still say your Moon Man is better.
Yes.
Yeah, bring out that Moon Man custom.
The
Moon
Moon
Man
Man.
is absolutely
All right,
better.
let's see.
I want a full moon middle of my screen.
Yeah, just keep turning around.
There we go. Here, let me open them up. Let me make them proper.
Right.
This it's so funny too because the community has been amazing about the custom that everybody does. But this one, I have gotten so many messages about. I'm quite proud of it. And this is my Masterverse version of Moon Man.
Oh, that looks great.
Look at that.
Oh, you use the Sunman base from a Masterverse. Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
That is gorgeous.
Pretty nifty.
I
Pretty
like your
nifty
color
stuff.
in the wings there, sir.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's fun stuff. I love the customizing, and it's one of the benefits of collecting. I feel like, and plus, if there's extra figures on the pegs, and they're just not moving, it's like grab a couple, slap some paint on them, make something creative, make something new. It's just a wonderful way to express imagination.
I agree.
Well, see, that's why I bought this spare 40th Masterverse He-Man. So I'm going to be doing a custom Wondar out of him. So
Yeah.
I bought myself a spare Jitsu for his black boots and his black belt. And I've got Zodak there, but I had to paint his armor because it's red. And I had to paint his,
I had to
his
do the
hair
same
there.
thing. Yeah.
And
Hold
I
on
had to
here.
paint these pieces. But
Yeah.
I figured making Wondar would be better done out of him because, that's how the vintage Wondar was with the vintage look.
Yeah. Look at Kenny's
Oh.
Heat Skeletor.
That is gorgeous.
Skeletor Masterverse style.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Look,
that's
also
cool,
he's
too.
he's used the same figure in his custom there. Very good.
Gorgeous.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Tell us
gorgeous.
about it, Kenny. Tell us about it.
Well,
Indeed.
Ray and I were chatting, and I was making a faker. And Ray's like, dude, what about that the He Skeletor that they just released over on, that's coming out for the Origins? And I was like, hadn't put any of the orange yet. I hadn't done any of the hair. So I was like, dude, okay, well, let's see. Grab the gold, grab the purple, and the rest is history.
Yeah, it looks great.
I live in LA, so he kind of reminds me of the Lakers. He's a Laker faker.
Right.
And then I went ahead and did the Battle Cat as well.
Yeah, look at
Very
this.
nice. Look
Battle
at that. Hold on, I'm full screening that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Look at
These
that.
kind of moved up a little bit, but I 3D printed the boots.
Okay. Upscaled them from the duplicate
Upscaled
style.
them from the
I was about to ask, is that meant to be duplicate or not quite?
Well, it's in the mini comic or what they were showing with that He Skeletor. He rides in on this.
I see.
That's
It's a
amazing.
Panther
I also think just from the little teaser shots that we have gotten, I think that the Panther that's coming with He Skeletor is actually a Sabertooth version of
Ooh,
Panther.
that'd be cool.
And
I like that.
Kenzo also did my boots for my Boltman custom.
damn.
This is Striker Cat, and it's
damn.
basically a lightning cat with lightning greaves.
Yeah, that's cool.
Gorgeous.
And then my favorite custom of all that I've ever done, that I've actually originally came up with, was my Terror Trap.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, look
You
at
guys
that.
are doing such good customs, and I can barely fold a piece of paper in half.
So
I've got to do a custom showcase at some point here.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
Like,
so
really-
much fun. Like it keeps
really
it
do.
fresh. It keeps it going to where if you've got something going on, and then you're like, you know what? I've got 3 of these. Let's see what we can do. You know, not just popping the heads off and changing them. It's like let's repaint it. Let's use some decals. Let's just get crazy with it. Good stuff.
That is fantastic. So I like how we went about what's the most favorite figure you bought in 2022 to the favorite figure you've made in 2022.
Yes.
Converted a little.
Ken, I think you actually have a really awesome 2022 custom figure that you got.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Here's
That
my
Taylor
favorite.
and
If I had to choose a custom,
well, hold on.
that's my favorite one.
We've got John sharing his favorite pickup from 2022 right now. Go ahead, John.
Tila and Zoar.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
One,
I love that pack.
I love what they redid with Tila.
Yeah.
Colors that pops.
Mm-hmm.
I love what they did with the Zoar. It's so close to the original. There's a few things that are not like the original on it, but everything else is right there in scale. I know that for a fact because I've got my Zoar sitting over here on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
and it still flies, which is awesome. You can still make it fly.
I still got to get that one. That one's really cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's definitely up on my
That
list.
was the first Tealer I was able to get for the Origins line.
Hey, John, are you going to open it?
I'm debating still.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
Live unboxing now on New Year's. By the way, everybody, Happy New Year's Central Time.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
And raise our cups to everybody.
That's right. Hold on, I gotta take the screen back then.
Oh
I'll raise my
Cup's
cat.
actually
I'll
empty
raise
now.
my cat.
Look at that.
And I'll raise my battle cat on Faker.
Yeah, look at that.
All right.
Look at those customs. Holy cow.
So we have brought in 2 time zones now for 2 time zones for the new year. Let's keep it going. Let's see what other time zones we can bring in for the new year.
Oh, the Horde Battle Cat. I like
The
that.
Horde
Cat.
Battle Cat. And then I want to go ahead and boom.
Oh, look at that
Oh,
battle
yeah.
damage and everything. Woo!
But this
Look
one
at-
here.
Oh, battle damage
lights
duplicate.
up. Highlights up there.
Oh.
So just a moment, I'll get the power on.
Dude,
Yes.
Eldor coming
See
in
that?
with the scales.
Look at that.
Wow.
Good
Good
job.
job,
Hang
brother.
on a sec. No, he hasn't got any batteries in there.
Oh, does he light up? Wow.
But anyway, that's his eye lights up there normally. Like
Oh, I really
that's
wish I could
coordination.
highlight the chat right now because Thanos Copter has said, Happy 10 o'clock, California.
Woohoo! It's 10 p.m.
Woo! Nothing parties like 10 p.m.
So yeah,
So, Kenny, you're up next for the time zones with that, right? Because you're in Colorado,
Mountain.
so you're
Yep.
mountain. That is great. We have got it stretched across all 4 time zones in the U.S. to do,
Yes, sir.
including people from the future, such as Zazel and Eldor.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
what a time. And
Yeah,
John
it's-
is going to
it's-
town on that unbox.
It's like January 3rd where Zazel is already, you know? Elder, I don't even know what century he's from.
So when he gets his
He's on Valentine's Day.
Eternia like 3 weeks before the rest of us, we can all drool.
that's
And
the
he'll
first
have
here.
bought 5 of them and already sold them on eBay and retired.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. All right, guys, talk a little bit more amongst yourselves because I realized when I raised for my toast,
You're empty.
I'm empty.
Hi,
I need more
Reggie there.
coffee.
Creamy.
Let's continue. Let's continue down the line of what your favorite figure is. Let's stay on track. We got
Yeah,
a little
keep
sidetrack
going in
here.
and around.
Let's go with Sergeant Slaughter and then carry it down to Kenzo.
Well, this was a dream come true to get a Sergeant Slaughter with his own Sergeant Slaughter. So
Holy crap.
I'm trying to collect 777 Sergeant Slaughter action figures.
Holy
So
cow.
I need to decide whether or not this guy that comes with his own action figure counts as 2.
Yes,
It's
it
2.
does.
It's
I
2.
would say so.
It's 2. And I'm saying that selfishly because I want one of your super cops. So I need you to get the 778 very quickly so I can buy one of the ones that I want off you.
But yeah, this I haven't had a chance to review this figure yet. There's a lot of really good reviews out there already. and I don't, because I live so far away from the rest of the real world. I often get things last anyway, so I'm never going to be the first person to review anything. So I think eventually what I'll do is I'm hoping to do a live stream with my buddy Mark, who is another huge Size and Sorter fan, and we'll just casually have a chat about it and what we like about it, what we don't like about it. We don't have to stand there and go, the articulation is so forth and so on, because everyone already knows. We'll just gush over it for a while, probably hours and hours and hours. But yeah, this one for me, 2022, the year of Sarge.
Hey, everybody, wave at the camera real fast. All right, got it.
I would go with Too Bad for mine. It was one that I don't think I was gonna get, and my buddy Ray came through, and he is gigantic, way bigger compared to any of the other Masterverse figures. So, absolutely my favorite overall. He kind of squeaked in and almost stole the show, but I think Too Bad still gets it. So.
Yeah, he's up there for me too. Actually, I mean, once I got him in hand and I compared him to the other sizes of the figures,
he's enormous.
He was ginormous. You know, he was remarkably bigger. Really a fun figure. Eldor, what's your favorite figure for 22, brother?
Well, my first favorite was the 40th He-Man because he could hold his sword proper up aloft and that. And then the second was the new Eternia Beastman.
Yeah, he looks cool.
So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, masters of the mini comics, Rob has joined the building. Happy New Year's Eve, Rob.
Hello, Rob.
Hello, sir.
Hey, thanks. Happy New Year, everybody. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Just so we're caught up,
okay.
We're going around the room and we're just reviewing your favorite figure for 22. We're currently on Eldor. He just said he's got the 40th He-Man in hand.
Figuratively, I think he's putting together his favorite right now. He just took it out.
Oh, nice.
Of
You opened it.
Yeah. Right, let's go to Sean. And we'll come back to John.
All right. So.
Did Eldor have one more? Hold on. Did Eldor have one more?
Oh no. I'll show those later.
Okay, perfect.
These are customs.
So for a non-masters thing, because I haven't gotten too many master stuff this year, this would be one of mine. But this is a pop and swap custom. It's based on the Furious 4 pack that Legion's put out.
Yeah.
And I just wanted a flat out Spartan.
Wow.
So I was just happy to have a Spartan. But then
it looks like you swapped out the body and you used the Furious 4 head and weapons.
This is the result of that, and that's the beauty of it. The pop and swap of this one, I have like a Berserker Spartan that I use as like part of the Evil Warriors, and then there's also, they call him Praetorian.
Bro, that guy looks tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Minotaur and all that stuff. So I like that because you have options with this. But then if I had to do a Masters one just in general, I got this one because my son really loved it, and that is the CGI Battle Cat.
That's a great one.
Yeah, it looks cool.
When I saw that at Target, I was like, yeah, I'm buying that for me too.
It comes down, it gets you a little
this year.
Yeah, that's a great. It's a great figure. That CGI cat.
These are so fun to play with. Like my son and I have had battles. And I'm just like, man, this feels like when I was a kid more than even like Origins and stuff to me, because there is the special features and stuff. But I don't know. I really like that design. And it translates well into toy form. I was really surprised. So
I just told Kenny to get into the Castle Grayskull for the CGI line.
Yeah.
Because I have one. I was so blown away at how well put together that castle is. It comes in like 20 pieces. But it clicks in, it's sturdy, the plastic is thick. It's really beyond expectations.
Okay.
And the thing weighs 13 pounds.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible. So for $100, you get lights, you get sounds, you get accessories, you get weight.
Nice.
Drawbridge comes down.
Drawbridge. Kenzo, how was that first impression when you put that together with Merrick?
Dude,
Wasn't
it was
that
so
incredible?
Awesome. Well, first off, I loved it that my son was into it, man. You know, he's been kind of like, he hasn't really been into what I've been doing with this, but he was all about it because, of course, I told him we'll videotape it. So I'll do a YouTube and I'll release it pretty soon. But he loved it. And just the size, like you said, it was just and I said it many times when I was putting it together, it's way bigger than I expected. It's just gigantic, and it's so solid. And that's why I was complaining and looking at the stuff I got from Mondo, and then I'm like, man, that's so lame. And then this CGI was so solid and put together so great, you know. But
I'm thinking if I get it, I'll make it the slaughterhouse for the Masters of the WWE Universe Sarge.
Oh, nice.
That can be his hangout.
Toy Connections. The spotlight is yours.
Let's see it.
All right.
Can you choose?
I'm glad we went into custom, because when the question was first asked, I started pulling something else out. Then Oz said, "Didn't you get a custom?" And I'm like, "You're absolutely right." And we did a Secret Santa organized by Zazel, that guy up there.
All the way at the top.
And then Adam from Go Figure, all his talents and everything, comes up with this figure that's called Kendar. So this is Kendar, and yes, that is a Muppet Ralph on his hand.
Oh my God!
And it really does have the spring action. It's got the twisting waist.
So funny,
right? Because the joke in the chat they've just been calling me Kendar, like Gaz keeps calling me Kendar, and Adam went the extra mile to print a card back that says Kendar.
Oh my goodness!
Right? There's a power sword in there that's still taped to the bubble that I haven't pulled out. There's the black screen there that's on the power sword is meant to be like he's streaming himself fighting using his iPhone, which I'm not even an iPhone user, but it doesn't matter. Now, you think this would already be the world's greatest Secret Santa gift or Christmas gift anyone, a friend or whatever could hope for, but he does a whole card back, right?
Oh my God!
And he gives me literally a bio that literally says Kendar, the mercenary of Eternia. Shows allegiance only to those who benefit him in the immediate future. Always takes into battle his selfie sword, so he can live stream his battles. Kendar's only ally is the enchanted puppet Ralph, who never leaves his side.
Oh my gosh!
And he did an artwork of all of our friends that were in that stream. Come on, Logitech focus. Right, so you can see Thunder Punch Zazel there, kind of where my finger is here. Right, and Adam himself is Adam at Arms. Slaughter Daughter, Sarge's daughter, is there. Slaughter Sorceress or Slaughteress, and all our other buddies from Gaz to everyone, Hans, Phil, Ryan, and Sky and Space Commander. Like this, nothing can top the receipt of this. I mean, what I was gonna do, I was gonna say, well, my Combiner Menasor was gonna be my purchase of the year.
Yes, I have him too.
Good one.
But that doesn't top this purchase, this Kendar, right? And if we're talking figures that didn't get made this year, or I love this not Zoar, not Screech, but the Big Jim Eagle that represents Zoar and Screech.
Yes,
from before. He's got a half busted claw. But some of you know how much I love toy histories. Like
I pulled out the OG.
That's right. Like, I love my Diaclone before the Transformers. I don't own any 12-inch G.I. Joe, but I would love to have the original 1960s stuff to kind of complement my smaller line. But this, and if I was ever to get a Big Jim on the Tiger Trail, I would just love those pieces because of what they represent in toy history. The precursors.
I'm blown away that he's even got one of those.
What, this?
Yeah, that's
so
incredible.
This and this, like, I don't know, like 2022. Like, I almost don't want 2022 to end because it was that good to me. Right?
Wow, though, with the selfie sword and the eagle, that is. I'm not going to say American. I'll just say North American.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yes,
Yeah.
I always admire your Transformers collection there, Ken. Whenever you're on live, see with Mega J, I've got quite a big Transformers collection there myself. I've just been slowly collecting Menasor there, so I just have the white Lamborghini fellow left to go to finish him.
Yeah, same here.
My favorite is my Studio Pumpkin Unicron.
Yes.
He was my dearest figure there.
Well, Elder, I'm glad we get to talk in real time here because I always see your name in the chat, right? So it's good that we get to connect on here, right? Oz made it happen, right?
That's right. I try to do it. As a matter of
anyway,
fact.
that's what it looks like on
And
the card.
I think next up we have Masters of the Mini Comics, Rob, who just put out some great videos of the Masters of the Universe mixed with Thundercats.
That's
And I just watched part 2 with Mumra getting a hold of He-Man. Pretty intense stuff there. Beautiful work. Rob, what was your favorite figure of 2022, brother?
Hey, thanks for the great introduction and inviting me over to this, guys. There's a bunch of you that obviously I haven't really had a chance to meet yet. So hi, this is a big forum. I don't want to take too much time with all the introduction stuff. We could be here for, if we need to be here for a couple hours, because I still got 2 hours left as well. Then it'll probably take that long to get through everybody's bios. But either way, this thing that I got here, this 40th anniversary. Now, this set that a bunch of us got PowerCon exclusive.
That was just me. Don't worry.
The PowerCon exclusive. My buddy, he was just telling me he's going to the PowerCon or to the San Diego Comic-Con, and I was like, well, if you're going, dude, maybe you could try to get me one of these because all the pre-sale was sold out. And he's like, all right, well, maybe I'll get one. And I'll get one for me. This dude stood in line for like 2 hours for me to get me this thing, and he didn't. And he only could get one of them, so he got it for me for 2 hours. It's just a guy I work with. It was very, very nice of him to do that. So
that 2-pack is amazing. It's got the ring. It's got metal weapons. It's one of the prettier of the Masterverse figures to have been released. It's one of the best looking packages. It's truly one of the top figures releases for the property. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, man. That's the only. Actually, these 2 figures are the only Masterverse figures I've ever even touched. I've never opened any of my other Masterverse. So, and I liked it because you don't have to rip anything open. You could just take these things out and put them right back.
That that little foam encasement was cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. Speaking of taking things out of the package, I think John Westby is ready with his new unboxed Tila and Zor. John, take it away, brother.
She's breathing.
Wow, there we go.
So what I'm really loving about this, okay, the things that I was saying is a little bit different. So if you take a look at the old, now the vintage is still off of the Big Jim eagle that Ken just showed. So this is really the vintage. This is my vintage. And
wow.
if you take a look at the tail with the white is real thin. So with the new Zoar, what they did was, one, the bird is actually bigger by about a half, but actually probably about an inch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hold it up just a little bit higher for us, John.
My bad. Let me slide that over.
There we go.
Okay, so coming back over.
Ooh, look at that orange difference too. Wow.
Yeah, look at the vibrant.
The orange is totally different. Just a lot of things with this. This is why this became my favorite, because one, I love the birds. My favorite was Zoar in the thing. Of course, my favorite character in the entire Masters of the Universe is Orko, but Zoar comes to my second favorite. So when I see a bird, one, I love falcons. So that's why I really, really wanted to get this, and I was really stoked when they said that they were bringing this to fruition. So actually had it. I had mine on pre-order when they first came out to the pre-order. I made sure I got this. This was definitely the figure I wanted.
Interesting that Zoar is a falcon, but the Big Jim one was an eagle, but it's the same mold. So I don't know how that actually works. Like, was Zoar supposed to be I
don't know. But
Right.
since we're all flipping the birds, I figure I might as well get my vintages out too.
Everyone get your birds out.
Go on.
I have any
Flip
birds.
the
Oh,
bird
no.
at everybody.
Oh, I do have a bird. Oh no!
Am I the only one with a screech to flip?
I got a screech here. I can get it.
I
but
messed
I'm
up my
jumping
display
again.
to get this, but here's my
There we go.
sorceress.
Your
there you go.
sorceress with her cosmic falcon. They don't even call it Zor in that one. The cosmic falcon.
So
The
is it
cosmic falcon.
is it Zor or Zoar?
I don't know. I've heard it.
I
both.
like Zoar. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Well, there you
There
go.
we go. We're all flipping birds. And for Sean and Rob, if you guys don't have one, just flip random.
Mine's a little worse for wear. I think.
Yeah, I have the Tilo one. I just haven't opened it up yet either.
Or wait.
Nice.
So I
For
think
There
for
you
those
go,
at
there
home,
you go.
for those at home that want to play along, you can.
You almost need a picture of this, Ray. You almost need a picture
Yeah,
picture of all of us
screenshot,
doing
Ray.
this.
Yeah, we
That's
go.
right.
Put your birds up.
Yeah, if you
I
could do the
think that
Yeah.
might become a tradition where we sign off with flipping the bird.
Yeah, right.
Wow, look at all those birds.
I got the evil bird though.
And starting in 2023, Ostradamus Toys becomes a horticulture channel.
That is so
And my-
Canceled
my
all
vintage-
toy shows.
my vintage Zor actually has a 3D printed perch. So
Oh,
I printed.
I like that
designed I designed the top that looked kind of like Grayskull, and then I put the perch on it.
That's
And so
rad.
that's where I have a stand.
Yeah, that's a
And
cool
that's
stand.
it.
Because I
Hell
got
yeah.
this, I didn't have a stand for it, so I decided to make my own.
Does that base fit in the Grayskull?
It sure does.
Woo!
That was not an accident. That's where
I
it
was going to
sits.
say, Ken, you got your Grayskull back there. Show it off, buddy.
Oh yeah, it sits
Oh,
right
yeah.
in there.
I see a scare glow too.
That is
Oh, wow.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it sits right in there.
Very
Oh.
nice.
I love the artwork you have just behind it there, the planets and what have you.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
Amazon
Yeah.
tapestry.
Oh, there goes Rob. He's got his bird. He went and got his
Rob,
bird.
you
Yeah.
did.
There you go.
Flipping the bird.
Nice.
This is classics.
Live tradition. It's
This
Oh,
is
is
the
it?
classics.
Classics. Okay.
And
Yeah.
we've covered all the lines. Like we got classics, we got origins, we got
Yeah.
vintage, we got
CGI.
we got CGI, we got sorceress. Like we got it all here.
Great.
All right.
I got
You
that
guys
one.
will remember it. 2023 coming in the year of the bird.
Oh, there we go. Sean got his too.
I finally got it. Yeah.
Is it the year of the bird, Oz? Is it the year of the bird?
It's the year of the bird.
Oh, man,
And,
amen.
and Sean's got his to flip.
Oh yeah.
It
Mm,
is
Ah,
Mythic
look at
Legion's
From the
Falcon
white
there.
sorcerers.
mm.
Very nice.
That almost
Classics.
it almost looks like the Ramen Toys Silverhawks bird.
Tallyhawk, yeah.
Yeah, Tallyhawk.
It could be a
Nice.
Tallyhawk, actually. Yeah.
Tallyhawk.
I like what
Size.
Classics did with that.
Gorgeous.
So Classics made it to where they could actually perch on an arm of the figure, which
Right.
actually looked really cool. Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
Well, I saved those clear rubber bands that we all like so much that come with so many of the figures.
Yeah.
And I
Oh, yes.
definitely attach the swords to some arms.
There you
It doesn't sit on there fully itself, but with the little clear rubber band, you can make it work.
go. Nice.
That's how I hang up my buzz off, Origins buzz off, and Stratos there. I had the clear rubber band around the wings and those clear
Right.
3M hooks that
Nice.
can stick to walls, but I stuck the hooks to the underside of a shell. I just had them flying about.
Okay, nice.
That's the way to do it, man. Especially with space danger being a thing. Anything you can suspend from the ceiling without tearing it down is a good call.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Kenzo and I were going to suspend the Castle Grayskull because in the show it floats.
It'd be coming like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we'd be
That's
covered
what
up because the thing weighs 13 pounds. You'd have to bolt it to a beam,
Yep.
Yeah, you got.
You don't want to bump into
eyeball
that
into a
when you're,
beam.
on the way to the toilet at night and you bump your head into that thing.
Imagine walking by and one of the turret balls falls off and smacks you in the head. What the?
Daddy's getting a CAT scan. We were
The
playing
headline.
toys and my Grayskull dropped on him. Now Daddy has to get a CAT scan.
The headline would be collector crack skull on Castle Grayskull.
Yes.
Should you buy this toy for your child?
Yes. Just don't play with it with your child. That's what happens.
Don't play with it without child supervision.
Just
Child
don't
supervision,
suspend this castle from your ceiling. Play with it fine on the floor.
You're missing the director's original intent.
And guys, before we jump to the next one, I think I am going to exit. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for letting me share my year with you, and just good meeting you guys. I've seen you all on lives before. I've yet to be on screen with you before, a lot of you. So thank you again, and you guys have a happy New Year. Appreciate it.
Happy New Year, Kenzo.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for coming on, man. It's been a blast.
All right, bye guys. Thank you.
Later, brother.
So
Well, since Rob is fairly new to the stream, can we give him a couple minutes to share with us what he's up to and maybe what he's got coming for 23?
100%, absolutely. I mean, well, let's recap the year, and then, like I said, we still got 2 more time zones to hit. We'll do a round robin of what's to come for 2023 for all of us.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Well, continuing this whole Thundercats He-Man crossover is a huge goal. I mean, this thing is kind of a daunting task. I don't really know how to express how long and hard it is to do this. These words I'm using, but it's extremely challenging. So I have 8 more episodes to go, to finish this whole thing. By the end, I'm done. By the time I'm done with it, it's going to be like I worked on a movie or something like that, because of the length of it. So volume 1 alone of the Thundercats He-Man crossover ended up being, it's like 18 minutes or something like that. So so I got 4 more volumes. So it's going to be at least an hour of this whole thing fully produced with these other actors helping me out the whole time. Two professional voice actors that I have on there. Those the 2 guys, Sean and this guy Heath. I mean, they're real full-time voice actors, and they're just Masters of the Universe fans. So these dudes, their performances are unbelievable. So I have to raise the caliber of what my limited skills are getting into this world. And these dudes, man, they're already willing to mentor me through it, and then I just talked to Brian Dobson on email the other day, who is Skeletor from 2000X.
2000X,
yeah.
So Brian Dobson is going to become my acting coach.
Nice.
And we're going to set up, and we're going to start having meetings next month. So we're going to work on my performances in the show, and obviously he's going to help me through how to get into the industry and that kind of stuff. Maybe get me some connections and everything. And
That's awesome.
So I'm really trying to make it. I'm really trying to do this thing, man. And so when I put these videos out for everybody, it's like my practice for my future. So I'm sharing this with our friends, our families, our community, the Motu fans, the 80s cartoon fans. If you guys mentioned Silverhawks earlier, I mean, I'm thinking about trying to start doing some shorts. I was already practicing Moonstar's call out, his transformation. It's the same dude. I just did Mumra. He just does it a little bit, kind of a meter inflection.
That Mumra was great, by the way. That Mumra was outrageous. That was spot on, mate.
Okay. Thanks, man. Yeah. It was took a lot takes and practice, and I was practicing my car and work for like 2 months straight. That was like crazy, man. So that's what I was doing with Moonstar as well. So I think one of my ideas for some stuff for 2023, I'm gonna continue doing the regular episodes that I'm doing, getting through that mini comics book forever. All of us standard Motu fans. I'm gonna finish the crossover. I want to bring everybody who wants to get involved. I know, Ray, you mentioned it at one point. I'm looking for a cringer. I know you were serious. I'll get you in there. And then, and I got Eldor coming in. He's going to help me with some Zodak coming up for pretty much in a week and a half from now.
Nice.
So we have an idea to do something together. We still need to get together, Eldor, to try to figure out what we're going to
I'm writing all
do.
that up. I had some ideas last night, so I'm writing all that up today, and I'll send that to you so you know what's going on there. But would you like to hear a bit of what I've been practicing on the little photo you sent me?
Look at this, guys. He's going to do a live thing right now for us on his line for Zodak. Here we go.
Live audition,
Okay.
Nostradamus
Do you want to read the story there, sir? Do you want to narrate?
Okay. Let me give you. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it for real. Okay, give me a second.
Give him a lead in.
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Man.
This is
gonna be
exciting.
You guys are seeing it here. Preview first. Nostradamus Toys Live. New Year's special.
Sorry, I'm just stretching the vocals there.
All right,
Guys,
man.
I'm sorry. Last year's going to be a big letdown after how awesome this year's turned out.
We just got to up our game a little bit.
I don't
Can
know.
you guys hear me? This is the story that we're doing. It's going to be another golden book. And there's a tiny part in here for Zodak, couple lines, and I'll lead in here with this first page, and then his first line is going to be, "It is never hopeless," and I'll give you the cue. All right, here we go. After hours of long, hard travel over rocky terrain, the Masters of the Universe reached Castle Grayskull. By then, it was far too late. Skeletor must be inside the castle by now, He-Man said bitterly. Without the Power Sword, we have no hope. Now.
Well, what page you on there?
Well, that is why this is an audition, folks.
Wow.
It was
That's great.
excellent.
Eldor for the win.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Here we go. It is never hopeless.
It is okay. The wizard Zodak appeared in a burst of magic.
Skeletor has upset the balance between good and evil.
He said,
A champion must be chosen to battle with him.
He-Man bravely stepped forward. I will be your champion. Then, with a flash, Zodak's magic, He-Man was gone. Okay, so there you go. That's his first audition with me. Eldor, you've given me a Zodak. We will work on it together.
Please keep that in. When he gets to that part, please keep in the what page are we on?
Live on StreamYard.
That was so good.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, so that book, some standard books, the Thundercats thing, and then when I'm talking about the others 80 stuff, YouTube's all about shorts. You know, all of us YouTubers, we're all YouTubers in some way here. You guys have been into this way more than I have. I'm trying to learn all this stuff about growth and everything. I've been on it like constantly trying. Now that I'm trying to become a YouTuber, you know, shorts is the name of the game right now. They want everybody to do, especially like a video content creator like I'm doing, short. So I'm going to start trying to do some shorts where I'm doing voiceover stuff, like you see the voiceover guys do. But I'm going to focus on like 80s cartoons. So
Nice.
Short.
Yeah. So
And you can
I'm gonna
monetize
do-
shorts now. Like at least shorts weren't eligible for monetization until a short while ago.
Oh, really?
Now you can.
So it'll probably be a lot of this, like Moon Star of Limbo, give me the power. You know, it'll probably be a lot of that, right?
Just understand it's a bit of a different algorithm, though, right? Because people who look for the longer form content, that's within the main app. Shorts is sort of like in the sidebar, and I think there might even be a Shorts app that's completely separate now. I'm not sure, So it's a kind of a different. It's kind of a different game. But anyway, but
yeah.
I like the old Peter Cullen there, the Optimus Prime, but you also
Oh.
voice Ironhide there. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
He says, every time I look into a monitor prime, my fingers start to sizzle.
When are we gonna start busting?
We don't have enough energon to fuel a full-scale assault.
Ready the shuttle for launch.
Now all we
there you
need
go.
is a little energon and a lot.
I do Ironhide better though.
That's great, man. Yeah. Before time began.
There was the cube. We know where it comes from.
We don't even need a watch party. We can just act it all out here.
Everybody has it memorized.
Everybody has it memorized. Yeah, I'll do the
so
guys who
funny.
die. You know.
Oh gosh. Well, anyway, so that kind of stuff.
What qualifies as a short? What's the timeline that qualifies for a short?
1 minute.
Under
1 minute.
60 seconds. Yeah,
Okay.
it has under 60 seconds.
I think Zazel says he has to head out.
Yeah, I gotta go. Oz, thanks for having me on, buddy. I apprate it. Good to meet all you guys.
Absolutely, Zazel. Thanks
Happy
All right.
New Year.
Zazel, pound it, brother. Pound it, brother.
Other way. There you go.
That way.
Stretch. There we go.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, careful there, Elder. Oh.
I'll get both of you.
I'm the fisto guy. I'm gonna be the one to fist him.
That went right in, no resistance. All right, see you guys.
Later, Zazel.
Thanks again for joining.
Happy New Year.
Oh man.
I do a rather good Beast Wars Megatron there, Masters, sir.
Oh, okay.
A sneaky, underhanded sneak attack. I like you, pussycat. Yes.
Pussycat? I don't like that very much.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna break everybody's voices out in this whole thing here.
All right, look. I mean, if you guys are ever gonna do some Muppet stuff, you know.
Kermit the Frog here. Kermit the Frog live from Sesame Street.
Oh boy, listen to everybody's voices.
There was a
What have I started?
Hoopers.
Oh no, that's funny. Somebody else can go for 2023. That's it. I'm gonna do a lot of voice acting and try to become a professional voice actor. So.
Reassemble, Stephanie. Reassemble. Number 5 is alive.
So let me ask you: are you West Coast like we are down here in SoCal? Are you?
Yeah, I live in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. Are you going to try to make it out for Pasadena Comic-Con? There's a lot of voice actors. There's a lot of that going on at the Pasadena Convention Center for the Pasadena Comic-Con, January 29th. It's a bit of a quick stretch, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun stuff there.
Yeah, man, I wanted to go to LA one. That was just, I don't know. I just, family life and stuff, man.
These smaller ones are a little bit more intimate, so you're able to interact a lot easier than the bigger ones.
Yeah. I want to. My goal, if I could get permission from the boss for PowerCon, then I need to show up with merch and stuff like that, like business cards, Masters of the Mini Comics, something like that. Maybe some shirts, and I don't know, just something that I can hand out. By then, I think I'll be ready, because some of my older brother is a professional graphic designer, so you guys have seen my artwork on some of the stuff. Looks pretty legit. Well, it's because it's legit. Like, my brother's a professional. He did the Netflix thing when you go into Netflix and it goes Netflix. That was his artwork. So yeah. So he really did it like a professional on some of my stuff, and I ask him kind of rarely to help me out, but so we might be doing some Thundercat stuff for me to try to get some stuff out, and then we'll see.
What was it? Thundercats! Oh!
Yeah. Larry Kenny too. Larry Kenny, the voice of Lion-O, like the episodes I just did.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent Rob a terrible Lion-O.
Oh, no.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that message I sent you?
I got it.
Man.
Yeah. It's all right, man.
It's so bad. He's not even repeating it, man.
It's so bad. I'm not doing it.
Not doing it on Nostradamus Toys Live. No, he don't want to crash this one before we get to Mountain Times New Year.
I'll take Eldor's line. This is Lionel. What page are we on? Wait, what page was it?
Who just did that? That's pretty good.
Yes, I was on the other page there.
was
I thought
right.
this was the one that he was going to start with, but I know it was the order. It was the order he missed. He sent me the photos there. There's another one.
Okay.
That's right.
Now we got where the came from.
I see now.
You got this, though.
You know,
who's up next?
Eldor, one sec. Sorry, Eldor, I do want to take advantage of your accent. So if I could find something with the accent that we can integrate, so you don't have to stretch on certain stuff, then that's what I want to do.
As you've seen, I can stretch rather far, so it's no wonder, sir.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Who's
next
Admiral
customer?
Akbar there? It's
Kenny, what do you got? Toy Connections.
We have no choice, Orlando Calrissian. Our cruisers can't repel firepower of that magnitude.
Did you guys ever watch Elysium?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He reminds me of the mercenary guy that's like, oh no, it's time to go get you. It's time to get you. He reminds me of the bad guy.
If
That's a
your
great
kill
voice.
is not fast and quick, you'll spoil the meat.
That's great.
Perfect. All right, let's go around to Ken. What you got new coming up for 2023?
It's funny you're all talking Thundercats here. I was trying to decide if I want to get into the Super 7 line of Thundercats because someone in Canada has it for a decent price.
Earlier, is Adam on your shoulder? Do you need this?
I know, but that was like 10 hours ago.
That was 10 hours. That was last year for me. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There we go.
It's old news.
So looking at some of that stuff, I mean, slippery slope, right? Like you start with something like this and you start going, well, I think I want the big Jim on the Tiger Trail now, right? And you go, oh wait, I don't even have a vintage Mo2 collection to begin with. Why am I buying these? Right? But I do have Screech. I think that's like the only one that I have because I want to show the evolution. I'm just going to keep trying to keep the YouTube thing going, keep trying to deep dive the histories. But those videos take a lot of horsepower, and I feel really drained afterwards, right? Sure. Like I just finished a history of 1985 Transformers, and I'm going to premiere sometime in January. And it just took everything I had. And then, of course, the editor started crapping out, right? I'd love to do some Mo2 histories. I mean, I did do at the end of 2021 a Lineage of the Power Sword in the Classics timeline, where it started with Hero and then went to King Grayskull, so on and so forth, right? Right. So I did that video. I just want to keep deep diving the histories. Like I want to make Toy Connections like a history preservation of the great toy lines that we had. So one day when I can't do this anymore, right? Someone can still go back and be like, what did that guy say all those years ago? Right. That's why, I mean, like, I don't have the best recording gear, but that's why I put lighting and scripting and all that into it so that at least it's still watchable. Like, I could just be like, oh, let's have some fun, turn the camera on and go, oh, look, Optimus Prime because he's cool. See you later. You know what I mean? I could do that and I would mean it, right? But I want someone to be able to pick it up later on and get the curated history, right?
Well, I think you have a rather good voice for it, sir, because I saw your museum walk through there with all the G.I. Joes along the wall.
Oh.
You present well, sir.
I appreciate that. I mean, I'd love to get a better microphone. That's why I say I just got this shotgun microphone and a lapel mic. Like
this is a cell phone.
So I was gonna say, right, this stuff is like it's the one level up from the cell phone because I did use a cell phone for like the first half of 2021. Right, that's all I did, and then I realized, you know what? If I'm going to try to do this, at least invest in a $30-$40 lapel mic and a $60 shotgun mic for live streaming. At least put that in. At least go basic +1, and then we'll worry about +2 later on.
Yes, please.
Right. So yeah, but I appreciate that you enjoyed that video because anyway.
No, it's good. It's amazed how he has it all sort of all the aircraft flying up there and everything's
Yeah.
on an angle, like the flag, USS flag. So they
Yeah, for those who haven't seen the video, what Eldor is talking about is the GI Joe walkthrough at the Toy Traders store, because that owner has a 17,000 square foot store, and he devotes an entire wall above the where you can shop. He devotes it all to his GI Joe collection. He has a huge diorama, multiple vehicles, multiple USS flags, blast effects everywhere, a bunch of Sky Strikers and Rattlers crashing into each other. He has a bunch of the UK Action Force stuff. There's so much in there. And if you look at a tour I did,
had boxes lining the roof there.
did, and he has a Motu Classics display that's a bit smaller than that, but it's similar.
Oh, yeah.
That's also on my channel. I think I aired it in January of 22. So maybe I'll have to boost that video somehow. Just be like, hey, have you people seen this? Maybe I'll put it on the channel tab or something.
I just feel Oz is just staring at me.
I am. I'm definitely staring at that beautiful, almost beardless face.
Almost beardless, huh, buddy?
Well, you know, you turned it back to the goatee now.
I did.
I almost didn't recognize you the other night when you and Kenzo went on Mega J's. I'm like, it says collecting classics, but are there two people? I turn it on. Nope, that's him. I hear the voice.
Yes, I thought that too.
That beautiful beard.
He's a new man.
Yeah.
So
I shaved to get ready for my new Huell Hauser dedicated California's Gold collector. This is Huell Hauser, and we're here in Pasadena, California. And today we're looking at the Lego bricks that made the 90s. And then they're just going to be like, hey, Huell, don't touch anything. And I'll be like, well, what do we have here? Well, let's check it out. Drive everybody crazy, you know?
I like it.
So,
Eldor approved.
I just posted your most recent video of that display in the chat, and actually I'm going and grabbing that first video you did last year.
The Motu one?
No, the
Power Sword
Red
one?
Joe display.
Oh, you're gonna want to look at the Motu one as well. Let me send you that one.
All right,
Do
go
the
ahead
Power
and send
Sword
it to
one.
me, and I'll drop that in there.
That
too.
one's rad.
Well, I mean, all of his videos are freaking amazing. I love watching them.
I appreciate this, gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean,
But
Ken
thank you.
came from scratch, baby. I mean,
Yeah.
he had to learn how to shake it and bake it all on his own, and he did. And Ken, you know, I love watching Toy Connection stuff. I love his energy. I love how, you know, he tries to have us all on. He tries to have us all engaged in meaningful discussions about not only toy collecting but toy history. So Ken, you know, kudos to you, brother. You've had an amazing year. Your first year streaming. You came from ducats to dollars. And your 23 looks like gold bricks, baby. So
I hope so. I mean, and you know, I appreciate everything that all of you here are saying. I have noticed though, the thing that gets the views is the in the moment. Okay, they've released something. I got to jump online right now, make a 5-minute video, and get all the subs and all the clicks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's what's doing it, and that would actually take me less work than doing what I do. But at the same time, I go and say, I have so many channels I follow because I need that news myself. I'm not going to be that person, right?
Right.
And that's no shade on them because, like I say, I need those people. But if I wanted to pander to the bigger audience, I might need to do some of that. I'm still weighing it out in my head how much bandwidth that's going to take me and how much it's going to take.
And I bet you need sleep, and you're going against Mega J, who gets no sleep.
Well, Mega J, I theorize that Mega J is like
a robot.
I was gonna say he's like Roboto or Faker. He's not actually, you know, He-Man or Skeletor. He's not organic, that guy, right? But thank you, John.
Maybe he's from the future, like me.
Yeah, he's on the East Coast. Yeah, I think he is.
He's in Toronto or he's in Ontario. So yes, he's 3 time zones from me. And anyway.
And figuratively speaking is also new. Fig, do you got any ideas or projections for your future trajectory moving forward?
Yeah, definitely going forward. Like I had said in my last live, I really shoot from the hip. I need to learn to actually go back and do the little bit of history and learn more about my toys that I'm describing. That way, you know, I can really join in that conversation. I mean, there's a lot that I know, but there's not a lot of history that I know about the line. So going forward, I'm definitely going to have to do some history so that I can deep dive actually into what I'm displaying, what I'm showing, and really just learn this system here. I'm not so much worried about the technology yet. I'm really just trying to really find my way into my channel. When this is actually early for where I wanted to start. In fact, I wouldn't have started this channel as early as I did if it wasn't for Skelly and Oz and the support that they gave me at first. But then looking, I found them through Mega J and through Pixel Dan. So, going through it, and I found all you guys at the same time, and you have all welcomed me into the community. And of course, I got to get a little bit more comfortable being on the camera because I know this is going out to people all over the world. So
it's not easy there. I know that well.
Yes.
Oh,
so
he froze.
That's really
no, he's good now. He's good now.
That's that's really me going forward and just trying to learn a little bit more about the concept, learning from you guys, and at the same time, learning what I'm trying to do here. So that's me
awesome.
Going forward.
Absolutely, brother. We're glad to have you here, man. And, honestly, you got to be comfortable in front of the camera to join in one of the Ostradamus Toys lives because, I think there's a handful of streams I've done that are under 3 hours. So, it takes a while to hang in on one of my streams. They are definitely long. The fact that I can maintain a steady stream of people in the chat as well as, just keep going content wise is pretty amazing. And it helps
good
when
testament to you, sir.
Well, I've got to say, it helps when I have such a huge panel of growing legends. Well, one is absolutely a legend. As a matter of fact, he's a legend of Grayskull. And what's coming up for the legend of Grayskull, by the way, there, Sean?
We're going to be celebrating our 3rd anniversary this year, so I don't know what Matt's going to give me as a gift. What is the 3rd anniversary?
I think tinfoil.
Tinfoil. Well, then I'll have a tinfoil hat probably by the end of the year. But
like on Pickle Pichet on the Wi-Fi.
Basically, yeah. I did not expect to be on YouTube doing the show that we do. So it was like, oh, we're gonna be recording this. It's on video. Oh, all right, So I had to make do with whatever and put stuff together. But no, I this year going on when Skelly and Oz invite me on, it's always been a pleasure. So I'm always happy to show up and talk shop. And I'm actually surprised I get invited back. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, they like me. So yeah, 2023 for me, for Legends, it's just going to be, we're going to still try to deep dive with more stories about Eternia, about He-Man. We'll also be reviewing the episodes when they bring out new episodes because Revolution is coming up.
Woo!
And more CGI, hopefully, for me at least, hopefully, because I really enjoy that show.
Yep.
Right.
And if they ever get around to that Amazon live action She-Ra that they're talking about, and the movie I doubt will be this year, so I'm not worried about the movie quite yet, but we'll see what happens. But on a personal level, I really want to get my artwork going better. That has always been something that's been driving me crazy. The time, there's never enough time in a day, so making the time, putting the artwork out there and stuff would be nice. And rebuilding from this year because my collection definitely took a big hit this year. So putting some more fun stuff back on these shelves, which I've been working on in the last couple days. So that's pretty cool. Having some new non-masters things, but still stuff that I enjoyed from my childhood, like the NECA Ninja Turtles movie figures. those things
Very
just
nice.
warm my heart every time I see them because I love that movie, the first one in particular. So that's a big deal. But yeah, 2023, I'm just gonna be out there. I'll be doing more of these as I'm welcome to do them, and I'll be on Legends of Grayskull, and I do another podcast, Council of the First Ones, and they do a YouTube contingent on that one as well. But we don't have ourselves on the video. It's just us talking while they show photos and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty lame compared to everybody else because honestly, I show up. Matt tells me when to show up. He pushes buttons, and I just sit there. And that's pretty much how it works for me. And I'm completely content with that, considering how everything else goes in my life. So yeah, I'm not in the same caliber as anybody else on this because I don't create the same way. But I'm really proud and happy to be here with you guys.
Never worry about caliber
Don't worry
or any of
about
that.
that.
Any of that stuff.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate
If
it.
you're one of the boys, you're one of the boys, or one of the crew, you're one of the crew.
I figure I'm one of those people. I'm completely happy with sitting down for 2 to 3 hours and talking shop about whatever you want to throw at me. I loved many toy lines as a kid. I might not remember them as easily as Masters or I think probably Masters and Ninja Turtles are the two that I remember the most right now. But yeah, like we were having the fun with the Transformers the movie, and it's like that I have that going through my head even since then. So like I'm on like when Megatron turns into Galvatron right now in my head with how long it's been, but stuff like that. It's always been.
Look,
good
I know we could go off topic with the Transformers movie, but I'd always maintained that if Optimus hadn't died in the '86 movie, if he hadn't been taken away from us, he may never have become. Oh yeah, sorry for anyone who hasn't seen a 37-year-old movie, 37-year-old movie as of this coming August.
Keep back up,
There's some 4-year-old
Yeah.
in love with Transformers G1 right now out there watching this at almost 2:00 in the morning East Coast time. Like, Optimus died.
I'll tell you what, that movie, I saw that I was 7 when it came out, and I managed to get my mom to take me more than once to go see it down in Baltimore.
Wow.
So I think I saw that in the theater maybe 2 or possibly 3 times. And each time my mom just sat there and I just heard her going, like she was so worried about all the violence. But for me, it was like, did I want to see Optimus die? No. But when it happened, it didn't wreck me, and I didn't go into the bathroom for like a week and hide in there like some kids. I've heard reports, at least, there were kids that you couldn't get out of the bathroom because they were so overwhelmed by this. And it's like, when I was a kid, it was the craziest thing to think of. When somebody passes on, life still has to keep moving.
Yes.
And it never registered until I saw that movie. And I'm like, the fact that, number one, you take the king off the chessboard and you flat out say, he's not an option anymore. Right. Then you tell me, here's this ragtag group of guys who are outnumbered probably 100 to 1 right now against the enemy. They don't even know Unicron's even out there. It's just them versus the Decepticons. And the Decepticons overwhelmed them in the Autobot battle on Autobot City, or the battle in Autobot City.
That's
and I'm sitting there going, how are they doing this? Like, for me as a kid, that was what opened the door of.
The struggles are real.
They still got to keep going. Like, how is this supposed to work?
Yes.
And that kept me in my seat and so invested in that story. And honestly, by the end of the movie, I still to this day get chills the minute Hot Rod grabs the Matrix and you hear Optimus Prime do, "Arise, Rodimus Prime." And it's like, when I hear that, and my one buddy goes, "It sounds like Owen Wilson going, whoa." And I go, "No, that's special. You don't touch that moment." Because when I was a kid, it was so mesmerizing. It was like we had Adam transforming into He-Man every single day after school.
Yes.
But if they did the 2000X version where Adam was a 16 to 18-year-old kid.
Oh, the Mike Young one,
The way that Filmation originally intended, but then they decided, okay, we got to cut costs. We're going to make Adam look like He-Man. Just here's a different getup on him. And it's like I'm watching Hot Rod become an adult right in front of my eyes.
And he has to go against Galvatron right away, and he has to destroy Unicron right away.
And it's like there's
the
a part of me
there, the judges.
Yeah, all of that.
That's
it's
right.
Like, I kind of mourned for him though, because it was really weird for me to see an adult or a kid automatically ascend to something new and become something that important.
So,
and like,
and he had to live up to Optimus because
absolutely,
Right.
yeah. And like for me, the part that got me the hardest out of that whole transition was, and I still get chills every time I think of that, is like you have the freaking Stan Bush, the touch just blasting the hell out of that moment, which is still like one of my absolute favorite songs of the 80s, no matter what. But you have that moment of Daniel pointing down the corridor, look, and you just see Rodimus busting through there
with a tidal wave behind him.
Absolutely.
And he transforms, and he says Optimus's line, and he transforms into a truck, right?
Absolutely. And it's like when you hear Autobots transform and roll, I'm like, when I was a kid, I go, he did it. Like, he's now like
Autobots transform and roll out.
Absolutely.
That's what he is.
It's like
yeah.
The minute you had that, it's like, even though Optimus just christened him as Rodimus Prime, he said it now, and it's like, no, he is it. This is the guy, you know. So for me, like, that movie,
look,
is
he went from farm boy Luke to like full Jedi green lightsaber Luke in 90 minutes,
in
right?
seconds,
Forget 3 movies, right? And Optimus, the thing is, he was taken away from us kind of in his prime, right? Like, he has that quintessential moment. You know, Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost, and he blitzkriegs through the entire Decepticon army, gets killed in front of our eyes, gets taken away. And of all the heroes of our youth, has anyone been ripped away from us so suddenly like that? I mean, in '93, Superman got taken away, but we were all 7 years older by that point, and the title of the book was Death of Superman. Yeah. And he wasn't in his prime anymore. People were like, we're getting a little tired of him. Optimus.
I would have to, say yes. Somebody was ripped from us in the beginning. First episode of Thundercats, we lost our leader. Thundera was destroyed. They were thrown into cryostasis. It's terribly sad. It's terribly sad.
Did you have 90 episodes to get used to them before they got ripped
away?
I
only needed 1 minute.
Okay,
I only needed 1 minute.
All right.
I will say this.
They call him gone in 60 seconds.
I will say this about that. Like, Obi-Wan Kenobi had more screen time than Jaga, technically. Yeah. I mourned more for Obi-Wan Kenobi getting cut down, and that was me not even really having much of a connection there. But there is that feeling of, you sense that loss that Luke is going to feel when he's like, no, and he just starts shooting all the stormtroopers. It's like, yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from, because he's supposed to be teaching you this crazy stuff that you have no idea what it's about. You literally can't fight a remote by yourself, and here you are going, well, we're going to just throw you in the deep end, kid. Lucky.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock. It's midnight somewhere.
That's all right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, Kenzo.
Kenzo.
Not here anymore.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
I do got to bounce relatively soon too, though. But
okay.
Yeah, figured I'd make it at least to the mountain time. You know. So.
You did a wonderful job, and you
but
did.
I too am going to.
This is Optimus Prime saying, "Till all are one."
There you go.
We're probably going to be heading out too, because it's my 14-year anniversary with my partner. So I'm going to be heading out and enjoying this last hour with her. She's put up with me all night, so she wins the last hour of 22. I just want to short up and sum up and just say thank you to Oz, Ken, everybody here in the chat, everybody here that's joined us tonight, Mega J. We've been here for a couple of months. I predominantly post and create content on Instagram. I am fairly new to YouTube. So anybody that has any insight or help, send it my way. I could sure use it. But I appreciate being a part of the community. And thank you, Nolan, in the chat. Thank you, Duchess, in the chat. I appreciate you guys, Thanos Copter. What are you doing here? Get out of here. I love you guys. Happy New Year. Happy 23. All the best. Cheers. We'll see you guys in the future.
Good journey, Ray. See you next time.
Yeah. I'll stay another 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's cool. Absolutely. All right. So who do we have next? Eldor? I mean, you kind of went into what you've done for the past year and what you're doing for the next year a little bit earlier, but any real big solid projects you're going to work on for the upcoming year? Give us one good one.
Oh, where do I begin? So yes,
one good one.
I have yet to bring on Eldor Bob, the painter. You know, like Bob Ross. the late Bob Ross. So he's still yet to sort out his show where he does a bit of painting, maybe review some of his Masters of the Universe fan art. He's only done one so far, one painting there of the exploding rocks, which
Okay.
he showed off. He showed off in my channel update when I retook my corporeal form there a wee while ago. So he has his big fluffy hairdo and his paintbrushes and what have you, and he's also thinking of getting people to submit their fan arts, would be it Masters of the Universe or anything else, maybe custom action figures, and maybe do a little review on those. He got the idea of that one episode of Skelevator did, which got me introduced to Sir Oz there, where they showed off some of the artwork that people had submitted. And yes, as I said, introduced me to Sir Oz, and of course appearing on his channels from time to time. So that's how I met up with him. And yes, they had the Toy Frenzy crew on there. So Skelevator Oz and the Vintage Motu there. And so that's one segment that is still in the works, but I feel we might need to grow the channel audience a bit larger, so people know more about Eldor Bob there and his little art show of art with Eldor Bob. And of course, I still had my segment on restoring Castle Grayskull. It's a matter of coming by the spare pieces that I need, which I keep missing on a little group here in Eternia, where we share our hauls we got for the week or the month or what have you, and we also sell our action figures there too. And twice now, I've missed out on people selling their spare vintage Castle Grayskull pieces. And because I mainly need the weapons rack and the ladder and some of the weapons to go on the rack and a few other things. But I did meet one fellow though. He gave me the flagpole and a few repro stickers, and got the gargoyle there for the elevator, and I applied some of the stickers on my first part there on the flagpole and what have you. And I also had to repair the laser cannon, which had someone's wee lad had chewed one of the handlebars of the laser cannon there, so I had to cut off that piece and resculpt a new handle with the wee button at the top included, and glue up a bit of a crack on the feet there. Okay. And so yes, that's one other segment I'm meaning to continue. Just I might branch off into repairing vintage motos there, but I think Toy Polloy he does much of that at the moment. So if you need to get caught up with fixing the O-rings or whatever on this and that, and putting the rubber bands back in your motos, he has a few good options there, and he fixes all the mask toys and repaints all these vintage Joe-like figures and so forth.
One of the best parts
I
about
hope they're doing a little bit more of that, but as far as that goes, there's still more action figure reviews there, and I'll see what other ideas I can come up with.
On the note of the weapons rack, as long as you're not picky, you might be able to find some that have broken tabs, but you still get the weapons rack.
Right.
So yeah. Anyway,
right.
I just wanted to add that in. I got to get going, but Happy New Year to the rest of you, and thanks for inviting me on, Oz, and all of you that are here, and everyone who was here earlier, and even the ones that I missed by a little bit. Been a pleasure. Last stream of 22 for me. That's / first stream of 23 if you're from the future.
For me, it's gone into that first stream of 2023 for sure.
You're all doing a great job, Oz. Thanks for the invite, and hit me up anytime. Any of you, hit me up anytime. Okay.
Absolutely, Ken. Thanks for being here, brother.
Thank you, Ken.
Good to see
you. You got the touch. You got the power. Now transform and roll out.
Hell yeah. Good journey.
Wow.
Good journey.
Good journey, man.
And we also said goodbye to Masters of the Mini Comics there. It was good to have him on. And there's probably another wee thing I'll be doing in this new year is doing that bit of voiceover work once we get it all down properly. Not like the disaster was before we just saw there. I was on the wrong
I
page.
liked it. I love that.
You know, it was great.
There's something I'm looking forward to there, helping him out to get his voice acting career going on. And who knows, maybe someone might see my performance as the Zodiac there. Maybe I might branch off in that direction too. Who knows what the coming year will bring. So yeah, there's a few more things, but I can't remember them at the moment, so I'll have to do another channel update to update you all on that and so forth. So yeah, been a fantastic year for collecting, not without its trials and tribulations, of course, mind you, but hopefully things get better in the new year and all these toy smiths, they lower their prices, I think. And oh yes, I've just started diving into Mythic Legions, as I said before. So I've decided to split my channel into including Mythic Legions too, but they're a bit more pricier figures, so I won't be reviewing those too many times. It'll be mostly either Masterverse or Origins figures or anything Masters of the Universe, really. But yeah, there's another I'm doing episodes of Mythic Tales with Eldor. So I have a second episode there, but I still have one or two figures to do another few episodes on those. So yeah,
right.
It's me in a nutshell, shall we say?
Of course, yeah. Well, you know, and that's one of the great things that I've found about this past year and getting involved with everything. You know, just starting and doing that one show with Skelevator opened up a whole new world to me of actually getting online, doing this. And, you know, again, I just started off like most another guy in the chat talking about toys with people, listening to other people talk about them. And, you know, coming through here and really getting involved with the community more and starting the channel. It's been a lot of fun seeing the creativity out there. I've always loved art in all of its forms. I don't have all the best artistic capabilities. I have some, you know, I'm not going to sit there and try to say that I don't have any, but being able to see what other people are going, I can't sculpt. So when I see you guys do sculpting for your custom figures, like it's almost like magic to me. You know, Sean, seeing what you drew and seeing your artwork and stuff and the Cabal and everything, it's incredible seeing all that stuff through the Cabal for Mythic Legions. And, you know, I've got to get back into art a little bit more myself. I mean, as most of you know, I do design a lot of the graphics and stuff like that we use for Toy Frenzy. I use for my own personal channel. You know, John and I sat here for like a good hour and a half, 2 hours designing his logo. Yes. And, you know, I've got some graphic design talent that's mostly my wheelhouse right now because I've been doing it like almost nonstop for over a year between making memes and doing other things. But this new year, projects that are coming up for me, I'm going to get into more video editing where it won't just be Ostradamus Toys live. I'll definitely be doing more recording episodes and then posting those. I've got big plans for actually showing off my collection over the next couple of days. I'm going to be doing a lot of reorganizing as I've gotten a lot of new things in, so I need to rework the collection anyway. And so I'll actually be taking pictures and posting them on the Instagram of the actual collection that I have. I'm going to be getting into doing some customizing. I'm going to try my hand at a little bit of painting, although I'm scared of ruining some of my figures. That's why I have spares.
Well, you see, with Origins, as you no doubt know, you can pop them into part and you can mix and match them, and that gets you into the gist of it, I think. When you do a lot of that, you can move on to customizing your Masterverse. When you move on to the hot water or the hot hair dryer, whatever you have, I must
or the
use
heat gun.
Hot water though, but yeah.
Got beyond the hair dryer. I own an actual heat gun.
Yeah, so I just use the hot water on the stove there to heat up my pieces.
Well, that's what I was gonna do, but traveling from the kitchen back to my area for working on things back
Yeah.
and forth just wasn't gonna seem like it was gonna work. So I managed to pick up a heat gun, and now I'm just hoping I don't fry stuff on my table.
But I notice Hebrew, he has a portable heater thingy or whatever he uses. But one day I felt if I heated my water up enough out of the tap there, and just dunked some of my Mythic Legions parts in, it was enough to soften pieces so I could pull them apart without using the oven. But only doing customs like Goldar here to remove the belt and the loincloth.
Yep.
It's a bit more tougher. I found if I pull his legs off first, that I can get a better pull off the loincloth because it's even though it's soft, it's still quite tough. And
Yeah.
I have to have a pair of pliers that don't have the teeth in them because you don't want to mark the loincloth detail. So I pull that down over the hip piece, and then you got to remove the belt last, and you have to be very careful because there's a wee notch you see in the belt where the notch in the torso meets up. So the belt doesn't move about when you're articulating the waist, and that can easily rip on you. So I had my water hot boiling, not always, or not all the way up high, but sort of a quarter away to the high there, get it nice and hot, and that usually makes it easier for me. And I haven't had a rip in the loincloth or the belt yet. So,
But that's just a small part of what I've got coming up is just trying to get into customs and everything like that. Nothing set in concrete yet, but there's going to be some other video content coming from the channel as well, where it's going to be quite possibly meeting up with other fellow content creators and doing co-streams in person at different events.
Nice.
It's on the rise. Nothing's finalized yet. There's been some minor talk about it and different things. As a matter of fact, Sean, you, Jesse, and I have all talked about trying to go to Legions Con together.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing while we're there, there's no reason we should not be doing some kind of co-stream while we're all together.
Sure.
And
I might have to save my gold up there so I can make a special trip from Eternia and join you there.
Hey, that would be
To be
great if we
lost.
get the entire Legions class together and do this thing. That would be really awesome to do. And there was similar talk in other circles too about possible meetups with other people. I don't want to talk too much into it because we haven't really gone into the idea much, but there's going to be quite a few ideas for new content coming from Ostradamus Toys Live and all over the Awesome Verse as the Awesome Verse just keeps growing. I mean, heck, yesterday, last year, all 2 hours, well, technically, what was it for me? Like 14 hours ago now.
Yeah.
I was just, my first time on Toy Connections, growing a little bit there. And, even
You've been on Mega J now since then?
Oh, well, yeah, I've been on Mega J's channel quite a few times, actually. So, the Awesome Verse just keeps growing and it gets bigger. More people get included. Eventually people are going to look at the Awesome Verse on my page, and it's going to have like half of Toy YouTube in there by the time I'm done. But I don't care. I don't mind continuously adding more and more to that because I enjoy seeing it grow, seeing the awesomeness that is this community overall, not just for me, but from all of you guys too. I mean, here we all co-host a show once a month together. We do Legions class together, and that's fantastic. I'm doing Toy Frenzy every week with Skelly and Bobby, and if it wasn't for Skelly, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair right now doing this with you guys. Mega J as well. If it wasn't for Mega J, I wouldn't be doing it either. He's given me quite a bit of mentorship. So it's been a really amazing 2022 for a lot of reasons. And, you know, I can't wait to see what 2023 brings. You know, there's going to be new announcements, new things coming, and it doesn't get much better than being a toy collector right now.
Well,
Like,
that
I
does
mean, if
remind
this is
me,
what you're
actually,
into,
on the custom part, I hope to do a few videos of me actually doing customs here, because up till now it's just been behind the scenes there, as it were. And since talking with Brick something, I mentioned to him that when I do my custom Wonder there using the 40th Masterverse birthday He-Man there, which I'm going to be using as a base for my Wonder there, I'm going to make a wee director's cut of that, film all that and how I go and what I do and so forth. So I'm not sure if I'd do any lives doing that, but I think for the most part, due to the quality of these lives and what have you, it might just be an edited video, I think. But yes, it's another wee segment I want to evolve there over this new year when I do my customs. Be
well, I
it
will
either
say,
Masterverse or Mega or Mythic Legions.
I definitely enjoyed the live that you and Jesse were doing Christmas Day, that Christmas Day
Or the
hangout,
painting, yes.
where you guys were doing the different painting and stuff like that. I mean, of course, Connor, he loved it. He debuted on YouTube
Yes,
Christmas
it was
Day.
good to see him there.
Yeah, it was really fun having him on, and that's going to be again like a newer segment that'll probably be coming. There will probably
and
be
you getting him all excited into collecting, being a toy collector like his dad there. And
he's been
telling all about
excited since
he
I
got.
started doing that. Since I started doing YouTube, he's been real excited and looked at toys in a completely different way.
Well, honestly, today and yesterday, my daughter and I have been having like heart to hearts a bit about different things about life because of the end of the year. And my wife and I were saying, the 2022 was our survival year. We were just trying to get through it. We were trying to get to the other side of her being unemployed and get a job again. And then, because after I want to say it was probably September or October. Every time I took something to the mailbox or to the post office, she had this anguished look on her face. Like, I know what you're having to do to get us to the other side of 2022. And I'm like, there was a point where I just looked at her like, I don't have much left. We got to figure this out. Like, how are we getting all this? And that was always my negativity kicking in and focusing on the negative or whatever. But when I took a minute and I thought about it tonight and I was talking to my daughter about it, I'm like, 2022 is kind of magical though, like for me at least, because I did not expect for a minute, and I'm out of anybody right here in this Foursquare that we got, I'm the most Mythic Legions pusher, because this is the toy line that since Masters and the stuff that I love about Masters, I'm kind of like, Origins is great, I'm happy it's there, but I'm okay with transitioning to something else because I already had the old stuff. I don't really need to redo that again in my collection. And Mythic Legions ended up being the thing I jumped to because it felt like this is like the grown-up version of what Masters is. So it's graduation day, buddy. Let's do this, And it's like, okay, I joined the Cabal, and just randomly I enter a contest in March where it was about their new video game, and if you could write a little thing about the visual that you took from the video game, the screen cap, then all of a sudden you're entered for a contest to go to intern for the day and meet the Horsemen and go for the tour and be with them in their studio. So I enter it, not thinking anything's going to happen, and the next thing I know, I am number 5 out of, I think it was 6 people that they chose, and the first person was getting the slot for intern for a day, and then the other ones, they were like, oh well, we'll find something for you. And then I get a message from Walter Hagen, who's in charge of the Mythic Legions Cabal on Facebook. He goes, give me a minute, I need to figure out something. I'm gonna let you know in a little bit. There's something else I want to do with this. I'm like, okay. And then like an hour later, you're in. What am I in? What? And I'm like asking all these questions, and then it's like, You get to come too. I'm making you my +1. You're coming to meet the Horsemen. What? You know, and basically it was all hush hush. I couldn't tell anybody. So I had to drive myself to New Jersey and then, you know, get a hotel room really quick and all this other stuff. And that was the beginning of my year in April, pretty much. Like April, I got to go do this. And I thought it was an April Fool's joke. I'm like, I'm going to show up and they're going to be like, Al, you don't belong here. You weren't chosen. You weren't the first one. No, I was invited. I was welcomed with open arms. Nate Barch hugged me the minute he saw me. And I'm not going to lie. I kind of like started, you know, guy crushing on him for a long time for that. Cause I'm like, you welcome me with a hug. You didn't just go, Sean, hi, nice to meet you. No, he was like, Sean, grabs me in a bear hug. And I'm like, holy crap. But I got to do that, but I didn't even get to do it once. I got to do it twice because I did it with Jesse then because he won.
Right.
And then like I got to go with him because he's like, you're my +1. There's no way around this. I'm like, okay. Like again, it's the whole, I'm going to show up and they're going to go, you did this once already this year. Yeah. You know, no. Got welcomed in again, and he got to do G-Con, and he got to do reveals, and I got to watch that and everything, and you know, going to Legion's Con with people and stuff, and getting to actually like spend time with these people that are creatives in this world. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of crap that happened under the surface, but on the surface, I won 2 trips to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in 1 year. How the hell did that happen? You know, and not to rub it in anybody's face, but I'm just like, that was like a sign of keep pushing forward with this, keep moving with this, and do something with it, and good things start happening. You know, like I'm not a customizer, I don't paint, I just enjoy pop and swapping. You know, and it's like just give me enough pieces and I can come up with something fun as a character. But it's still like,
still though.
Exactly, it's still something, and here's a character that wasn't created yet because I put all these things together, even though I'm not painting it or whatever. But it has been a magical year when I look at it from a different perspective. Than okay, my shelves are a little bare right now, but you know what? That makes me think of what matters on those shelves more at the end of this year and going forward. Do I need as much as I had? Not necessarily. So what things are going to fill those spaces up now and stuff? So it's kind of, if you look at it from a different perspective, it's kind of fun now. It's like reinventing what matters and reinventing what you want to represent you on these shelves after a while too. But it has been like it's bonded me and Jesse again because I mean we grew up together and here we are doing this together with the Mythic Legions and Legion's Con and things like that, and that's not going away. That's still pushing forward, and the artwork I got to get that going faster. So. Yeah,
of course, with the Legion builder figures there, they don't come with their character bios because they don't really have anything like that. In the case of like Aquarius and that. So when you go about mix and matching your Mythic Legions figures, you kind of come up with your own story behind the characters, and there's heaps of name generators out there. Like you Google, say dwarf name generator and what have you, and it comes up with little. Different names that it comes up there, and you can scroll down those and choose a name or something that you think gels with your mindset there at the time.
Yeah,
and you've got the name there, and then you can you weave your tale about his history or his bio and what have you, and you can almost expand on what the 4 horsemen are done with the characters that do have bios and stories and what have you.
Yeah, that's and for me at least, that's part of the fertile ground of that line is, you know, like when it comes to when you get. I mean, I know there's customizers who, when you get a He-Man toy, it doesn't have to be He-Man when you're done with it. I get that. Like it could be Wondar, it could be Vicor, or whoever you want at the end of the day. But with Mythic Legions, it's even bigger than that. It's almost like here's an entire country, and it's all open. Just go with it. Figure something out. And there's no right or wrong with that either. So if you want to go with the mythology like we've talked about on our show, you could do that. But if you want to just get in there and get your hands dirty to pop and swap something, it's still fun. Because then at the end of the day, you're like, here's this figure that is not created, but it is mine and it is on my shelf and I am happy with it. Thank you. You know, and you're good to go.
Right. Yeah, I did, you know, my first custom while we were here unboxing what you sent me, Sean. And, you know, all it is simple pop and swaps. And I did a name generator too on that. I was like, this is Oz. the bear. You know, there you go. Simple name. It's just working.
But see, that's the thing that I like too, is like in the case of you or in the case of Jesse, Jesse's had these characters he's written about. And then all of a sudden he's creating them. He's making his own figure line using that line. And the same with you. You're like, I've always wanted this character, and now I can make this character, the bear, and all that. And it's like, How cool is that? It's kind of cool if you ask me.
It's fantastic, and you get a lot of freedom, and it only grows because the more that you get into it, the more that you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of different parts. You just really, really are building your own characters, you know?
Absolutely.
And I'm so excited for the Necronomus.
Well, really quick too, for anybody watching who's always, doing the, I don't know about this. I'm going to admit to you right now, most of the figures on these shelves are actually Legion builders. Yeah. I still love them. It doesn't matter to me if they're Legion builders or not. I do have key ones, so it's not like I'm going to go and say, oh, they're all that way. But for the most part, all of my heroes are mostly Legion builders. I'd say 75% are Legion builders. Right. And I just sit there going, I don't care. They just look awesome. I'm good.
They're fun. They're great that way.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm currently working on the Bronze Dwarf custom, and I based his color scheme off the dwarf there from The Hobbit, Thorin Oakenshield. I believe he wears his father's armor there. So I based the colors off him. And of course, I got the figure, Father Obscura from the Four Horsemen's Obscura line there. I don't know if it's going to show up. Well, there he goes.
There he is.
And so he comes with a spear head too, if you come in the picture there. So I'm going to use that shorter beard head there on my dwarf figure. So there's a lot of mix and match between the lines that you can do. So not just with the Legion builders, of course. And I hope to make an Eldor custom with this fellow here.
Yeah, you definitely got the ability to do that with it for sure. You know, it's really a fantastic line, and here we go. You get the three of us together, and we're going to start talking Legions.
Unfortunately for some, yes, but
so sorry, John, if you're feeling a little left out. Are you jumping into Legions this year?
No, because see, I was getting ready to say, Sean is the reason why on that last episode that you and Jesse did. You are the reasons why that I turned around and went to BBTS and turned around and got my first Mythic Legions character that's on its way, which is Skeleton. And then I also purchased the vampire with the wings.
Varg.
Varg.
He's sweet. He's one that I don't want to have the whole thing. I want to have the torso and arms, and then I want to get the what's his name now? Valak. His pants and his boots, because I see a lot of people doing the Death Dealer with those, and I really want to do one of that for my collection eventually. I do want to the Christmas season. I ended up doing these, by the way.
Oh, nice!
Naughty and nice.
Naughty and nice, is it?
Did you get all
Santa. And then
Did you get all of them or just a few?
No, I ended up going evil. And I didn't realize I went evil, but I got the Krampus in disguise. I got the evil Santa. Zombie Santa with evil Santa, and I got the just Krampus. But
very nice.
This is just like, I mean, it's like Masters has been the gateway to many things for me in my life, like even in my adulthood with this. But it's like going into these other areas and finding these fun little things that just tickle me. Like that, it amuses the heck out of me. Like my daughter looked at it, she's like, why would you want to buy that? I'm like, why would you want to buy an evil Santa? That's freaking awesome. And that Barbarian one they're going to be coming out with next year, I'm like, I was on a Legion's Lair on the Cabal, and they asked me, well, what kind of if you got to have your own figure in Mythic Legions, what would you want it to look like? And it was literally like a day or two later, I saw the Barbarian Santa on BBTS, and I go, that's my figure. I wanted that figure for me. It doesn't have to be a polar bear, and it didn't have to be Santa, but I'm a stout enough guy. I could pull that look off. Give me a black bear, headpiece, and just let me go with it. I would have had a black.
Totally. I feel you on that because I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Little known fact. I'm a little obsessed with bears. My nickname is the Bear. So
And we
You
had
know,
the
it's just-
the House of the Noble Bear and Mythic Legions too.
That's why it was perfect when Sean sent me that, and I opened it up, and I'm seeing this bear symbol on the side here, not really knowing what that meant or what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like learning more about it. I was like, this is definitely me. This is perfect for me.
I still owe you accessories. I got to get those added to you. It was a little tight in the last couple of weeks, but I will be able to do it pretty soon.
I understand 100%. You know, the closer Christmas comes, the tighter we all get.
Absolutely.
So, totally understand. Take your time with it when you can.
No problem.
It's no rush. Absolutely no rush. You know, that's just how we go. You know, we all try to help each other out and get those things that are a little bit more difficult for each other to get. And, you know, sometimes it takes a little time to get there, and that's okay, you know. But we all stick together and help each other out. Like, you know, again, right now, if anybody finds Manny faces on that 40th anniversary card, you know, we got people looking for them. So, you know, keep your eyes peeled while you're out at stores, folks, and then we'll put you in touch with the right people, because that's what we do, you know. I love the name of Ken's channel being Toy Connections, because I feel like that's what we're all building is Toy Connections. And it's great. It's a fantastic community to be a part of. I love seeing the chat grow each and every week. And again, seeing those familiar faces, like no matter where I go, you know, half the people in the chat tonight, this is like almost like my third time talking to those people today between different streams I've been on. But I don't get tired of it. It's great. It's absolutely great, because it's almost like we're on. Anybody who's ever gone to conventions and enjoys going to conventions, that's almost what it's like when I'm making the rounds at YouTube. It's moving around and hanging out with groups of people at conventions. That's what it's like. So I'm definitely happy to be where I'm at, and really excited for the future, because we got a lot of new stuff coming. Ostradamus Toys is going to have a lot coming this upcoming year. I mean, we're going to be continuing our Legions class. Next episode's on the 14th. Somebody who was in one of the previous chats, I'm not going to say any names right now, but somebody who was in a previous episode of Toy Frenzy hit me up in my DMs about doing something a little bit more. So Ostradamus Toys Live may be getting a co-host for a couple of episodes outside of doing the Legions class stuff, because they're looking for some help and they kind of want a bit of help learning how things go. So I'll be introducing them in the next couple of weeks, but I've got to talk with them some more about what's coming up with their channel and working with them on that. But I'm excited. Every time somebody messages me and says, like, Eldor, you mentioned tonight being inspired by what me and Skelly are doing and, you know, doing my own channel. John, you've approached me about the fact that, you know, you get inspired by it. Brick said earlier today, talking about, you know, getting inspired to do lives and looking at it. Gamerbud started doing lives on IG like Ray does. You know, and Ray and I got our start around the same time doing these things. I have so much fun doing these, and then seeing you guys kind of come out of that shell and getting more involved too. And I'm glad that you guys have found a place here amongst the community where you feel comfortable enough to go live and join in the conversation. You know, again, Ken's channel's like got that perfect name, Toy Connections, because that's what everybody's doing here. Just look at the all-star cast we had tonight. All of these upcoming legends, as I like to call, you know, as I'll say, you know, with Ken here tonight, Zazel coming on to the channel for the first time, Masters of the Mini Comics and what he's got going on. We all remember reading those books, reading the mini comics and everything like that. So it's great what he's trying to do and really bring those to the forefront, because let's face it, I don't have my mini comics. And even though you can buy that big bound edition, he's allowing us to experience those comics without having to go buy an $80 book.
Well, the thing about that in general to me that I like is part of the mythology and part of the history of Masters is the records, and those don't get as much of the love as Filmation or the toys do half the time.
Right.
And the mini comics do get that love at least, but like you had they had that big EP with the theme song that lasts like literally 20 minutes of the first side, but I still love that thing, and it's like
you used to have it to play it.
Oh, I think I might still have it somewhere, or if I don't, I damn well know it's on YouTube, and I've been listening to it that way. But like, you get to hear all these different takes on Masters leading up to what became the standard with Filmation, and that was literally in the year before that happened, and that's really cool. Like, and you have the narrator, the old man who would always talk like Stan Lee, but a little bit of Vincent Price in there and all that. I love that stuff. It's like the whole, telling stories by the campfire kind of a vibe, or like, Grandpa wants to tell a story. Everybody sit down, shut up, and listen. This is great. So.
No, I completely agree with you on that. It's so much fun.
What's going on?
What do we have here?
That is the phenomenal book that
he
he reads from.
Yep.
That is a masterpiece. For
They rather heavy books too, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you need a bit of you must need a pulpit or a bit of a stand to put those books on, so you can read them without all that weight on your lap.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
But it's great to get something like that in the
That's a lot
collection
of history
because
to cover, I suppose.
the mini comics that I had as a kid are all gone. They were gone long before the house burned down. I'm not even going to try to pretend like they lasted until the house burned down. But that's what it is. So, seeing all these different parts of the community come together and, join with each other, it's really unique seeing that. And again, a big part of that goes out to, at least from my angle, Skelevator, and giving me that one opportunity to come on his channel and look what it's turned into.
Yeah.
And Black Phoenix has jumped in to says he has that book as well.
Oh yes.
Just keep rubbing it in, guys. Gosh.
The only book I have is the toys of Masters of the Universe by Pixel Dan and a few others there.
That's another good one to
They're
have.
rather expensive, those books, though.
When I caught this book, I caught it on sale on Amazon.
Yeah.
I only paid $20 for it.
Same here. That's how I got mine. Yeah.
Wait, did you
Best.
see my new video?
Your
What
new
was that?
video. We'll have to watch it yet.
We've been live streaming this whole time, so
It's on my IG. That was the one she was showing earlier.
Okay.
Yes. We'll be on there watching it, of course.
Yes, we'll watch it. We'll watch it. Peace.
Don't shoot. We'll definitely watch it.
No, that was definitely like the best $20 I ever spent, because I love that it's all in one place. And for that kind of money to have that many pages, hardcover, really nicely done book. I mean, geez. Yeah.
Well, I'm just looking up some of that right now, and they've got it for $30, which that's not bad.
That's not bad. I mean,
No, that's not.
Like my son, he was really little when I got it, and I was letting him look through it, and he ripped one of the pages. So then I was like, well, maybe I'll see that one's his, and I'll get my own, and I'll never let him touch it. And I went on Amazon, and they wanted like triple or more, whatever it was, on sale. I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying that right now. And so now if it's $30, I might be tempted to get it maybe the next month or so.
I think I paid around 70 Eternian for the Toys and Masters of the Universe book there, and so forth.
$3.99. You can pre-order Masters of the Universe Masterverse Volume 1 on Kindle.
The Kindle book. Oh yes.
Yeah, pre-order it for February 15th.
The first issue.
Yeah. Masters of the Universe Masterverse.
Yeah. Okay. That's right. They, I forgot they were calling the comic that too.
Yeah, well, it's going to be all like those little backstories that we've been seeing, covering all that beautiful Nate Barch art on the back of a lot of the Masterverse New Eternia stuff.
Yeah, I'll be curious what they do with that one, just because I think the first issue they were saying Zodak. It's almost like it almost reminds me of like a Christmas Carol or something, where it's like we're going through all the different iterations of He-Man to see why he's worthy of the power and all that stuff.
Right.
And it's like there's some versions where I'm like, I'm kind of shocked that they went there. Like they're gonna have Sergio Argon, I think Argones, or however you say it. He used to do the comic Gru the Barbarian, if I remember correctly. And it's like that was not something I saw coming out of this at all. Like that's so left field that it's like that's a hockey game in the middle of a baseball game. That's what the heck is going on here, you know? But apparently there's a lot more to it than you would have expected with the preview pages even.
Right. I mean, they painted an interesting picture. The bios that we've seen on like the New Eternia, they paint a very interesting picture. So giving us a form of media, you know, really when it comes down to it, like Origins is, you know, the homage to the original toys. And their media was the mini comics and then getting into filmation, right?
Yeah.
New Adventures came out. New Adventures had a cartoon. They had their toys. 2000X came out. Yeah, that cartoon and then those toys. CGI has its own toys.
Yeah.
Revelations and Masterverse had a cartoon, had toys. There was no media to follow along with New Eternia. Well, now it gets its own media too, which it just goes hand in hand with Masters. You know, there's got to be a form of media to follow along with the toys you're getting. And I like that it's very open. You know, they're not really closing doors. They're doing a lot of like what if type scenarios. And that's great because, again, it adds originality that wasn't there. And Sean, we were discussing it. Go ahead, Jim.
And come February 15th of this year, 2023, New Eternia is showing up in comic books.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. I was just saying you can pre-order the first issue on your Kindle already on Amazon for $3.99.
Yes.
So that's really
I wonder if that would be more options for lots of the mini comics there.
Yeah, we see
Lots
it.
runs out of the vintage comics and so forth. But I see he's been also reading the Origins mini comics too, and the Golden books there.
Yeah.
So
yes,
and no end of material to dive into.
Well, I mean, if you
respect
get
to what he's doing,
they do I have it here? They also I have it here. Hang on 1 second, I gotta just dig it out. I mean, heck, you could do this one, and this.
What you got there?
At least the same size, maybe even
It's
bigger.
a comic story.
That
That's y'all. That's y'all.
Yeah, that's the omnibus. Yeah.
I mean, that right there is like the beginning DC stories from when they first brought out the line all the way through.
Oh yes,
Eternity War.
Yeah,
at least maybe even there's a little bit more in the back. I forget now. I think it's mostly Eternity War after at the very end, but it goes into like those original 3 mini series ones that DC put out at the beginning of the line. So
right there,
yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
Exactly. Yeah. There they are.
Trying to drop it through the screens. There they are. See, it's so much fun seeing that the combined history. Yeah, it's one of the greatest parts of all of this. So, guys, we're counting down here to the final time zone we're going to cover. We've got 13 minutes before we hit New Year's Pacific Standard Time. I can't believe we managed to pull this off. I really wasn't sure of how much later I was going to be going than my own time zone midnight.
Oh, yes.
But with the
we had our ups and downs there, but we made it through.
Yeah, you know, we only got canceled completely. Which was
all good there. These things happen.
It does. It happens, and that's all great.
Mega J, again, if you're watching, don't
Jim
worry
Lee
about
box
it.
art.
There's only an accident there.
I'm guys watching you on video.
This
Yeah,
whole
thank you.
box, this whole box is nothing but Masters of the Universe comics.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
I gave you guys a like.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. See, somebody likes us.
And that box on top of everything else is also part of my childhood. Is Jim Lee X-Men. That stuff was fire back when I first got. I was always into comics, but that was what ignited my love of comics again. Was Jim Lee and Will Spertasio on the X books.
Oh God, yeah. Absolutely.
Did you collect the X-Men collector cards back in the day?
Yeah, I did the Jim Lee
I had
ones.
a few. Yeah.
And I had I really went hard on the Marvel Universe Series 2 because that was the one that was out at the time that I was collecting everything. I did manage to get a few of the third series. I think I might have gotten one or two of the first series, but I never went back to try to get those. But the series 2, the Arthur Adams artwork alone, like the freaking Marvel Girl one in that, and he did Firestar, he did Rogue, and he did Wolverine.
Oh yes, I like Rogue.
I was like, holy crap! It's like it's a freaking card, and there's a masterpiece on this card. It's amazing.
The art was amazing, and then you had foil cards and special cards and things.
Absolutely.
I used to have one of the Marvel comics that had a special plastic covering, almost like a hollow foil covering, but it was see-through though. But, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what you got there? What is puppy?
Oh, we haven't had puppies on the stream, but well, no, that's not true. We did have Snowy when I unboxed my father Christmas.
You get the results and you find out you are the father.
Oh. So now we're watching Maury on Ostradamus Toys Live.
That's the story of my life right there. That's how my wife was like, hey, by the way.
Awesome. So Thanos Copters chimed in. Well, first, Duchess has said, just me and Thanos left Las Vegas and Cali as far as states in the time zones. And then we have Thanos Copter said, I've got full sets of those old Marvel Universe cards, volume 1 through 33. Or Thanos Copter says, 3. So I think he meant to say 1 through 3. But that's amazing, by the way. I used to love, like, all the Fleer... Ultra cards back in the day, the Marvel medals that they did. And I really, really miss collecting those cards. But it's rough. Let's see. Nolan has said, if I remember correctly, they had character stats and powers. That's right. Before we had Wikipedia, before we had fandom.com and all that, you got the stats for these guys off those cards because they didn't always list it in the comic book.
Well, and the Marvel Universe stuff at the time, I mean, they did the Marvel Universe comics in the 80s, and then they did like an 89 update. And then they did them, I think, a little bit more, but they were more like here's a Trapper Keeper, and we're going to give you pages to put into it, which I was like, I'm not doing that. That's going to get lost too easily compared to a comic book. And so when I got into the cards, it was like, characters like Gambit. I did not know who Gambit was because I didn't know the X-Men as well as I eventually would. So it's like that card meant the world to me to know who this guy was that was throwing cards at everybody constantly.
Right? Yeah, the introductions I got by buying those packs of cards to some characters that I hadn't heard of.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I had a lot of old vintage comics in a lot of ways too, because I used to, you go around to like flea markets, yard sales, and it's like, you can afford those bins for like 5 cents, kind of thing. 5-cent comics. I got 50 cents. I'm getting 10 comics today.
Usually over here, they're $1 or $2.
Right.
For the old ones.
Well, this was, back in like the early 90s, late 80s, like going around and buying stuff. So even then it was like super cheap. And just, I mean, picking up like ROM, Space Knight and stuff like that. And so seeing like these cards of characters I'd never seen before, like, well, who is this? Because these were a lot of newer characters that were coming out, like the New Warriors, finding out about that group altogether, because I had no idea who they were from what I had.
Yeah.
Speedball was actually one of the main ones. Yeah, because you
Yep.
remember they used to do like the portraits almost, where you would go and you get all the characters for a specific team, and you'd put them in there, and it would create an overall picture kind of
Yep.
thing. So like it was
Yeah.
like Speedball and everybody else on there.
Night Thrasher, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Night Thrasher. What a strange offshoot from like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Thanos Copter says, "Sorry, typing on my phone. The booms are getting pretty bad, and my dog's having a rough night." I can understand, Thanos, because you are 7 minutes away, and I'm sure people are not resisting that urge to start setting stuff off earlier. So that is really awesome, guys. Like, we're managing to make it to the last time zone of the United States on a stream tonight. So I want to thank, John, Eldor, you guys have been here pretty much since the start. Sean, thank you for jumping in when you could too.
Sure.
I got to be honest, I really didn't expect too many people be joining me tonight. Just kind of like how Christmas Eve was. I didn't really expect to have a big Christmas Eve episode. So I really appreciate everybody watching this and joining in, because I know during these times you guys spend time with your family, so I really appreciate it.
Pretty much Christmas Eve was, oh God, let's wrap things quickly because we only have X amount of hours before the kids are gonna wake up. So it's like I would have joined in, but then it's like we got to get that going before I can do anything, and then it was way too late by that point. So
I was doing similarly myself, and then Mega J threw me an invite, and the night before that I was supposed to go live with him. I'd asked to be on that show because you remember when we were doing the when we did our holiday frenzy episode, Mega J had talked about the topic, and I was like, I want to be in on that. So the next night I'm dead tired from working all week and everything like that, and I just crashed. And so the following night he sends me a invite to come to the stream. I'm out. I didn't even realize, or well, rather Christmas Eve night after I finished my stream and I'm sitting here doing my stuff, he sends me an invite and I'm like, I'm on it. I'm not going to turn down the man twice in a row. So Black Phoenix says it's 1:54 and people are still exploding stuff where he is.
Oh dear.
Duchess says they're getting ready to start off all the fireworks off of the hotels on the Vegas Strip. That's got to be a sight. That's got to be amazing. We've got 4 minutes, folks. I just saw it hit 2:56 here. So once it hits that 3 a.m., wow.
We're going to do a bit of a countdown there.
We were speaking earlier. We were speaking earlier about bonding with our children, with our things and whatnot. So what started her and I off was Masters of the Universe Revelations. She come down one night, sees me watching Revelation. At first, I'm like, I don't kind of know about this, but got into the story, got into watching it. And now, with me collecting all the little full collections of the series, now it's nonstop Brave Star. This child's go-to is Brave Star. So every time I come downstairs, what? Brave Star.
That's incredible. That's really amazing.
Brave Star. Brave Star.
That's fantastic.
So I added 2 to the collection, one after Christmas and one before Christmas.
So I think the dogs here are on Pacific time because somebody's dogs just started going crazy next door.
Oh, that was mine. That's mine. The one that goes cuckoo.
So
Nolan has said that Brave Star is a great show.
So he's
Mask, very nice.
I caught the entire series. Cheat. That's Mask.
Yeah, this Mask is a whole different thing, but still awesome.
I miss the days. Nice.
Very nice.
I miss those days where like I would just be watching cartoons and out of nowhere this new cartoon would just start playing and I had no idea what was going on. So that's what Mask was. Like I did not know Mask. I had no idea about this series, the toys, anything. All of a sudden, this like computer imaging starts coming on the TV screen with all the grids, and I'm like, what am I watching? And then like all of a sudden the theme song kicks in. Yeah, I know. How the hell did they pull that off without losing their minds anyway?
So crazy.
But then all of a sudden that theme song kicks in and I'm like, you have my attention. What's this? And then like it was like a year of Mask for me when I was a kid. I didn't like the line never got further enough to make me have like multiple years or whatever. But yeah, it was definitely that was one of those like pleasant surprises when I'm watching TV after school and all of a sudden I'm like, Mask?
That was like me watching Masters of the Universe on here in the States. We had the channel USA and they had the Cartoon Express in the morning and stuff like that. And He-Man used to come on that at some point. And then like all of a sudden out of nowhere, I got introduced to Thundercats and I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
You know, and Silverhawks, same deal. And I was like, what's this?
Well, like when Thundercats hit, Thundercats was like, they promoted that. I remember that. I was like,
yeah,
there's this new show and they were showing all of these promos for it. And I was just sitting there as a kid trying to draw as fast as I could watching it because I did not know these characters, but I really wanted to know.
Yeah, it was incredible. But I mean, we had some of the best cartoons. Very cool. I'm glad you were able to pull that up. All right, guys, we're counting down.
It's very brave of you.
The countdown.
Less than a minute. Got a countdown going without an actual stop. Oh, there it is, guys. Happy New Year to the West Coast.
Happy New Year.
We made it, guys.
Indeed.
We just did. It's technically like been a 6-hour stream with a 5-minute reprieve.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn cool.
I don't think I've ever done this before. No, I haven't.
You've gone down in history.
Well, my history, because other channels, God, Ray, the Day of Eternia went like for like almost 14 hours straight.
Turtles, Voltron.
It's like my whole childhood right there in DVD form.
Pretty much. Silverhawks. Yeah.
That's the only one I don't have. Silverhawks is the one I don't have.
Oh, it was Thundercats. I thought it was Silverhawks.
Okay, yeah.
Voltron there.
I misread that one.
Oh, yes.
Well, they were made by the same company too. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you got to get what was it, Tiger Sharks?
Yeah, that one. I used to watch the comic strip just hoping that would show up, and if it didn't, I got mad and I'd turn it off every day. Like that's the only one I give a damn about. It's
watching it.
You got to be careful about what we show. They can pull my stream.
Oh yes, the audio there. Make sure we keep talking.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we watch what we have there because they can pull my stream for that, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Oh, you learn all this stuff from Dad there.
That's right. That's right.
That's the horse.
Yeah, that's definitely the horse.
Yeah, but the name is called 3030.
Yeah.
Right.
Sir?
All right, guys. Well, it's time to start wrapping this up because, like I said, I've been streaming for 6 hours.
Yeah, I gotta get to bed.
Me too. Yeah, it's 3 a.m.
It's just starting to get dark here in Eternia there.
It's just starting to get dark. He
it's
streamed
just
his
gone
whole
9
day
o'clock
away
at
with us.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, look, thank you all for hanging out and joining us tonight. For those of you that have stuck through the whole stream, you guys are absolutely awesome. Completely and totally.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And yeah, John, it's been a pleasure having you join us tonight. Thank you for being here. Eldor, thank you for showing up.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
everybody.
Baby Yoda again, please.
Guys,
So
I
yes,
still
the
don't know what
realist
time we're
one
going to have
played
that
now.
meeting tomorrow, but it's probably going to be in the afternoon.
That's fine by me. I'll need it in the afternoon.
All right.
Hopefully the kids let me sleep in a couple minutes.
Hopefully, just a little bit.
A little bit.
All right, guys. Well, again, thank you for being here, and everybody in the chat, thank you guys for hanging out too.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. I didn't really fully expect to go to West Coast time, so we shall
That's
see you
awesome.
all later.
See ya.
See
Happy
you
New
all later
Year.
there.